Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Yeah No No Yeah. It is our yearly wrap-up episode, so we are going through all of the media that we watched, listened to, etc. in 2024, from our favorite movies of 2024 to our least favorite, same with music and shows and even games. So we talk about it's just a big yearly wrap-up episode. We also go through a range of mini topics from the Golden Globe winners to the Superman trailer to much more. Look out for the timestamps in the description if you want to jump to a certain point, as well as the links to our social medias and the link to the Patreon if you want to help support the podcast. We would appreciate it, and we hope you enjoy the episode. Let's get into it.
Up with how we've been doing, we're going to talk about David Lynch.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, I think we should open it up with that because it's hit us pretty hard, I think, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah.
Jesus,
no, for sure.
That was very unexpected.
Just like an hour from before we just started recording just now. Like it just happened.
We knew he had emphysema. We didn't fucking even think it was going to be this bad.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a total shock. And yeah, I've kind of just spent like the time before this episode just kind of like listening to music that I associate with like Lynch films and going on Twitter and just seeing like the outpour of love for him. It's really nice to see he has this universal appeal among, you know, kind of people like us. A singular artist, there will never be anyone like him. There's only ever going to be one fucking David Lynch.
Video clip of Naomi Watts and Laura Dern and Patricia Arquette. We just like watched that whole video and just seeing like the pure joy that they had working with him. He's like such an earnest person.
Seeing like anything outside of his films with him and stuff, he's just like, I don't know, so down to earth and
kooky,
kind
lovable.
And
a lovely, genuine fucking man with just an intense passion for art. Yeah, I don't know where I'd be without him. I don't care. This is going to be a spoiler for The Fabelmans. The Fabelmans is his last film. I thought about that and that kind of made me fucking tear up because he's introduced to Spielberg's character as, do you want to meet the greatest director to ever live? And then watching that scene play out, it's just like, it's such a perfect fucking last role in a movie for him. It's beautiful.
It's just such a surprise. It's just beautiful and cute.
He'll be sorely missed. I mean, I haven't seen anything from him, I mean, movie-wise, but I've seen Twin Peaks, like, you know, most of it at least, and it really left a mark on me. I know that that's not much to say or anything, but, like, still, I do want to see, like, all of his movies and stuff. He's just such a character, and he's got so much creativity. It's incredible.
Everybody has to have at least, like, one experience with his stuff. You really don't see the amount of appreciation and, like, love that everyone had for somebody until they're gone. So, like, yeah, seeing the outpour of love online right now, like, it's really bittersweet. Diagnosis last year, you had to have at least prepared for that to eventually happen. Seeing how everybody is so affected by it, it's like the one positive thing that could come out of it is trying to like just everybody kind of coming together. And yeah, it's only positives, but it is still very, very sad.
Just the fact that like Twin Peaks is something I don't think I could compare to anything else. It's just like its own thing, and that's enough really. You know, it's like this guy's something else. It's a shame to see him go.
You're right. Like, even when he was alive, he was so beloved that you just knew that when this day came, it would just hit everybody so hard. I mean, he really was just, like, one of a kind.
Really wholesome, like, for such a crazy mind.
I struggle with empathizing with people, and David Lynch displays empathy in such a unique way that, like, I can understand. I think it's helped me become a fucking better person, I think.
That's incredible.
Putting these practices I'm seeing in his fucking movies, like, mainly Twin Peaks and, like, The Straight Story. I think those are his two most, like, wholesome films, I suppose, and most heartwarming films. You know, kind of learning from them, it's helped me kind of grow closer to some people, and it's kind of invaluable to me in that way.
He has a special way of connecting with people that is unusual.
Other than that, I mean...
Other than that...
Yeah. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. We've been gone for a while. I mean, but tying into that, we can get into, like, how we've been and stuff, and we went away recently on a little trip. We went and saw the actual, like, locations for Twin Peaks and stuff in Snoqualmie.
Yeah, Snoqualmie, North Bend.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got to see, like, that big waterfall and stuff in the, like, title cards and shit. And
in the lodge.
The lodge. And there was just a bunch of, like, Twin Peaks merch and stuff everywhere.
The
and
R&R
the
Diner.
R&R Diner we went to. An amazing trip and so much fun to see all those locations and stuff. Like, oh my god, in person it's just
awesome.
like, wow. Holy shit.
It was actually funny though, because I went to the bathroom at the R&R cafe, and you can hear like people in the hallway, and there was this woman in the hallway with her child, and she was like, yeah, this place is themed for this like famous show, and the little girl was like, oh, what's it about? And the mom was like, I don't know, I actually haven't seen it.
Get out of here.
I know.
Get him fucking started early. Do you think she bought that dildo doll you sent me?
Probably. Or the Laura Palmer wrapped in plastic.
Oh, she looks so peaceful. Is she sleeping?
Well, that's cool. Other than the start of a new year. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Same shit, different fucking number.
Yeah.
Not a great start to it. You got, wildfires, and now Lynch is gone. We should just be numbed to how crazy the world is. Like, it just seems like it never ends.
But it just keeps getting worse somehow.
Patrons, shout out to Sarah, Amy, Kevin, and Luna. I'm sorry, is that your mom's name? Okay.
Yeah, well, her name's Megan, but yeah.
Oh, or Luna, but Luna, the
Tomato's
username. Faithful 4 patrons. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Keeping us afloat.
Some poll results. We got a whopping 1 vote. What's your favorite Damien Chazelle movie? I listed all 5 of them, and they said Whiplash. It's a respectable answer.
Well, yeah.
All right.
What we've been watching. And I'm guessing the unspoken rule for this one is no 2024 shit, because we're going to talk about it anyway.
Easily one of my new favorite documentaries that I never really heard of, but it's called Baraka. Came out in 1992. It is like not a traditional documentary at all, because there's no narration, there's no speaking, and there's hardly even like a strict story. It's just kind of like trying to capture, in the description it says, capture the essence of life by taking you on like a visual odyssey. It's pretty insane. Like, this has like the best cinematography I've seen in like almost anything. I'm not even exaggerating. And it just takes you like through parts of the world that it doesn't even tell you where you're going. It doesn't tell you where this is. All over to all sorts of different like countries and cultures, and just like literally anything you can imagine, from like scenic stuff to wildlife, but also just, civilization. It's just insane. I don't know how it's so hard to describe. The music is amazing, and you just kind of like are just watching this stuff happen. You're just like watching different cultures that you've never really seen, places you've never really seen. And instead of like some guy like in a normal documentary, in this African village, then the people of whatever survived by doing this. And like I really, and it'd be boring if it did that, because like then it's just okay, it's just another documentary. Yeah. But that's what
Don't
separates
tell me what
this. Exactly. Like that's why there's like an element almost of like mystery to this, way more about experiencing it, feeling it, instead of just like learning something. You're just literally watching life. The closest thing I could probably compare it to, which I have not seen, but just the way you described it, Liam, was that Sleep Has Her House movie.
I was thinking of that when you were describing it.
Yeah, planning on watching soon some way or another. But
I really think you'd appreciate it.
I think I would too. And yeah, so it's just amazing. I highly recommend it. 5 out of 5.
I'm pretty disappointed it isn't a Mortal Kombat spin-off movie.
Dude, so many people have messaged me.
Where's the dude with knives for hands? Come on.
Yeah. Apparently, like, that's a word from many different cultures and civilizations, they said, and it has some like universal meaning. I can't remember what it means though.
It means fatality.
Yeah, it means knives for hands.
The only non-2024 movie I've watched that isn't a Christmas movie since we last recorded is a movie called Igby Goes Down.
Oh, I've always wanted to see that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see it too, because it's just been kind of like one of those movies that, like, when I first got Netflix 14, 15, that was on there and I saw it and I was like, oh, that looks good, I'll add that to my watch list. And it just stayed on my watch list forever. Now I don't use Netflix anymore. But then I watched A Real Pain and I forgot I have a crush on Kieran Culkin. And so I was like, I want to watch another Kieran Culkin movie. So I watched Igby Goes Down, and it's good. It's a decent little movie. It's kind of sloppy in parts, and I think Claire Danes' character kind of ruins the movie for me a bit, because she's very, very manic pixie dream girly, and it just turned me off from like the moment she fucking came into frame. Kieran Culkin's character is like a neurotic 17-year-old. He's fucking at war with his fucking parents because his mother is like a psychopath, controlling idiot, played by Susan Sarandon, who's really funny in the movie. Fucking some great supporting roles in the movie. Jeff Goldblum's in it. He plays Igby's godfather. He just does everything for him, like, without question, even though he's like meant to be like this big troublemaker or whatever. And Jared Harris plays like this weird character that I would never expected to see Jared Harris play. He looks like an early 30s, like sleazy, perverted scumbag, and he's really funny in it. but it was just like, wow, I can't adjust to this being Jared Harris. Overall, it's a decent movie. I probably won't remember too much about it, but there are a lot of elements that I did appreciate about it, and it is kind of like a solid one-time watch. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
I have continued my journey with House of Cards.
Ooh.
Yeah. I do want to talk about House of Cards because I'm just loving it so much. We started season 3. Which episode did we watch?
We watched episode 2 last night.
Episode 2 of season 3, yeah. And I'm just really invested in how everything is unfolding. I love all the relationships with the side characters. What is the guy's name? I always joke that like Frank has 2 sons and it's Doug, and who's the other guy?
Oh, Seth.
Seth. I love Seth. I think he's so
Seth
interesting.
Is great. I really love
Seth is
too.
really, really great.
He's just such a worker.
Well, him and Doug, yeah.
He's like he's like Doug, but without the weird shit. Like
Doug pisses me off.
That's why I like Doug, though. I like Doug and his weird shit. He has so many layers to it.
He does have a lot of layers to him. He's a bit insufferable, but it is really incredible watching him go from being like powerful Doug to
just so vulnerable and so like
it's an insane shift.
Really I didn't say it much last night or anything, but I really love how much the music ramps up.
It just has this ominous, almost like Trent Reznor like pounding in the back, and it's really incredible. Like it reminds me of The Social Network sometimes. I didn't think I was gonna love it this much. I would give season 2 a 10 out of 10. I think House of Cards is one of my top favorite shows. I'm a little bummed because I know that it has a strong fizzle out, and I might stop where Liam tells me to because I don't want to be disappointed, but I love it.
Follow what you did a little bit. I was going to talk about an album, but I don't really want to. Season 4 of Breaking Bad.
Ooh, shit.
We're on to season 5 now, and it's taken a bit of a shift and stuff. But yeah, I mean, season 4 was just like a non-stop thrill ride. It felt like everything's just become so fucked. It feels like everyone's scrambling every episode in season 4. It's like, it's crazy. Gus was like way more threatening than he's ever been. I really can't like fault anything about this show so far. It's absolutely incredible. Every episode just engrosses me in every single way, and like every scene I'm locked in. I can see myself finishing season 5 and probably wanting to just rewatch it over again.
I had to wait it's been ever since the finale aired to rewatch it because it like devastated me so much. You might need a breather.
I was that way though. Like as soon as I finished the show, I just kept rewatching it. I couldn't get enough.
I hate some characters for like many different reasons, and I love the same character. I hate Walt. I love him. I hate Jesse. I love him.
You hate Hank.
It's just
you love
ridiculous.
Him.
I hate Hank. I love him. I actually went from loving Gus to really fucking hating him. They can just give me so many conflicting feelings.
It's very complex writing.
There's a correct answer for the worst Breaking Bad character, but I don't think you would think it yet.
I guess this is like a mild spoiler, but Walt is wanting to go into witness protection, so he goes to get the money, and Skylar's already given it to that fucking jackass.
Oh my god.
And she answers the phone, and Marie's on the phone. He's laughing hysterically.
Dude, the laugh at the end lives in my head.
I cried at the end of the episode again. I was like, God, this is so good.
But the music makes that scene, that just like that fucking music, like it gives me chills every time. That's one of my favorite Breaking Bad moments ever.
The soundtrack to Breaking Bad is one of my favorites. I think
my god.
It is so varied.
Yeah.
Most of this show, you're like, Walt's gonna solve this shit eventually or whatever, but like at that point, you're just like, oh my god, there's literally like nowhere for him to go now, or like nothing for him to do.
Yeah.
Seeing him manically laugh and like realize that, it's like just one random thing that kind of shocked me as well. Like this is like at the start of season 5. I think we're like 2 episodes in or something. I didn't expect Ted to still be alive.
Oh my god.
And when I saw him,
it's one of the saddest moments of the show.
Sad,
but like he's so dumb,
so scary looking in there, and he's like, I promise I won't tell anyone, and you're just waiting to see what Skylar's gonna say, and I'm always surprised. She's like, well, good.
I'm like that as well, but then I'm like really feeling bad for Ted.
Yeah, but Ted was a fucking idiot. And he
was
just
a fucking idiot, but like,
IRS.
oh my god, seeing someone like that, it's like no one deserves that.
I know.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I know.
Brilliant show. Season 4 is a 10.
I watched a pretty iconic movie in the theater. Finally watched Singin' in the Rain in the movie theater.
I still haven't seen that.
I didn't either.
All I ever knew about this movie was just the one Singin' in the Rain scene. I was like, I didn't know anything else about it. I mean, it is so much more than that. Like, I expected to kind of be bored because, like, oh, the big moment of the movie is going to be the Singin' in the Rain song. Dude, like, all the songs just fucking slap. And, like, the dancing is insane. Like, these guys back in the fucking 50s could, like, they're like...
they just throw their bodies around and shit.
They literally do.
There's literally a musical number in the movie that where he's just a dude throwing himself around. It's amazing.
Can't think of the actor's name, but the song is called Make 'Em Laugh, and it's the most unhinged shit you've ever seen. And like the characters are super likable. It's like one of the only things I've seen Gene Kelly, and it's definitely one one of the best musicals ever. Classic, timeless, 5 out of 5.
I think it's really cool that you got to see that in the theater. Every time like an older movie is re-released, you really do see how something can last so long, like in a packed theater and everyone's laughing at the same thing.
This wasn't like getting re-released in theaters. Our little theater got a new laser projector, which cost tens of thousands of dollars. Like, it was a lot of money. And so, yeah, so like we're doing like a fundraiser type thing every other week to where we're trying to make that money back by showing movies about making movies. That was like their whole idea.
That's awesome.
So this is like the first of them. Cinema Paradiso, like next week. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is another one that they're gonna show. They were gonna show Tropic Thunder, but they couldn't get like the rights to it or something. I don't know what happened. I was like, fuck yeah.
A re-listen I did. I've been going through Sonic Youth's discography again, and one that's been standing out to me at the moment is an album from 2006 called Rather Ripped. I went through their discography when I was like, 14, 15. I only really kind of stuck with like the core Sonic Youth albums, so like Goo, Dirty, Daydream Nation. Rather Ripped was their second last album. It's a really unique one for Sonic Youth. It's like kind of them pared back to like bare essentials, like barely any distortion or any of like the noise that you'd expect from like another Sonic Youth album. Alternative rock kind of route to it, some kind of shoegazy things at times as well, which I really liked. But re-listening to it really gave me a new appreciation for it, especially the songwriting on it, which there's like a lot in it about like sexuality and like cheating in relationships and stuff like that. And it's interesting, like considering, you know, like Thurston Moore and Kim Gordon had a thing before and they're writing about this shit in the band. It's interesting to read into, and the music as well fucking complements it. The music is like some of the best they've ever done, I think, and I think Incinerate is probably one of their best songs, like straight up. I adore that song. It's probably the song that introduced me to them.
I think that's the only one that I've like consistently listened to by them. Like, I don't go back to that many Sonic Youth tracks, but like, yeah, that song's great.
I also love Jam Runs Free. That's my other favorite song in the album. Recommend it to people who are into Sonic Youth if you've never heard it. Probably up there as one of their best, honestly. Really love it. So probably 9 out of 10 for me.
Shame they're a bunch of jerk-offs.
Yeah, they're jerk-offs, but what can you do?
We will never forgive them for what they did to Nardwuar.
No, we won't.
I hate that interview. It's like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's so mean.
They're horrible.
Good fucking music though. Good tunes.
So I did pick up an old book that I had been reading last year called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and it's about like these two friends who meet as children in a hospital. They kind of form this lifelong friendship and they both end up going to Harvard, reconnecting and creating a video game that becomes extremely popular like in the 90s. It's just kind of a cool concept. They talk a lot about game development and creative design and what it meant at that time, what games everybody was playing, and the characters are interesting because they really go into, you know, puzzle solving games, and like the male protagonist is into a different model, like Wolfenstein and Doom type games, and she's like into these other games. But it goes really in depth and interjected with interviews of them later on in later years, so you don't exactly know what happens, but you know that the game hits it big. I mean, so far all I can say is I do really enjoy it, and it's very intriguing.
For my last one, I'm going to talk about a movie you showed me called A Goofy Movie.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm talking about a Goofy movie. I've never seen like anything within like the Mickey Mouse cinematic universe, I guess, if you want to call it that. I don't think I've seen like a full movie of any of these kinds, really. And like, you don't really need to know anything outside of that. It's just like about a father and son, pretty much, going on a road trip, and it's adorable. And it's also kind of partly a musical as well, and surprisingly the musical numbers never bothered me at all, and like some of them are really just sweet, and the ones that aren't are just like straight up fucking monster jams, honestly.
The band in the movie, like their hit is like so good. Whenever it comes on in the movie,
it's
I'm
really
like,
good.
Oh yeah, this is a jam.
It's just a really fucking great movie.
It's really good. It's really unique. It's weird. It's I cried again rewatching it even.
I was
tears
tearing up.
like streaming down my face.
And also it's just like, yeah, the character of like Goofy, he is just the sweetest, most pure thing in the world. Like, it's just he loves his son so much, and that's it. I fell in love with it, honestly. It's a 10.
Nice.
Oh my
wow,
God.
Nice. 10.
It's a 10. It is.
It's a 10. It is a 10.
Back when I was a kid, I don't remember anything about it, so I do need to rewatch it.
In a lot of ways as well, it kind of got to me because I can associate some things with my dad, not dad, I guess, but like he's no longer with us and stuff. It's just the way that it was like put together and like the road trip element of it, especially because I used to go on a lot of road trips with him all the time. It was really hitting like perfectly for me, so I just loved it. Do we have mini topics? We got a Superman trailer. That was a while ago, I know, but like we haven't talked about it yet.
Superman is not super high on my radar.
I'm only excited for James Gunn. Like,
I know, James Gunn, that does make me excited, but just as a whole, I think the branding for Superman has always turned me off.
Well, it's just an overdone story as well. It's just kind of been overdone at this point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, James Gunn really is the only thing getting me even kind of excited to see it.
I'm a little kind of worried about his like approach to this as well, because in some of the trailer shots, I was just like, this looks like maybe too James Gunny a little bit, because I mean,
yeah, I know what you mean.
The way that he was like shooting things with, and he did this a little bit too much for my taste in Guardians 3, maybe ultra wide like lens that he uses all the time to like spin around like people all the time. I just don't want all of his movies to become like the same thing. That's the only like reservation I have. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. And Nathan Fillion's hair, what the fuck is that?
I know, I was about to say, it looks so goofy.
Funny.
I know it's the guy, that's the character.
Oh, I love it
It
so
is the
much.
character, but he just
That's
looks
like
so
the one
weird.
time I'm like, okay, you don't need to be comic accurate.
I think
Please
everyone
don't.
was
Like,
thinking that.
Oh my
But
god.
anyway,
Whoa.
it's
the look on
crazy.
his face.
Go all the fuck in with it. I love his hair. I love Crypto. The more I watched it, the more... Because, like, I was kind of turned off by the look of the movie. Like, the color grading looked very weird and overly blue and kind of, like, metallic-y. The more I watched the trailer, the more I kind of got used to it, and the more I started to like the look of the movie. I think I'm starting to become a little more interested in Superman, because I'm growing older and more jaded, and I think the hopefulness of the Superman character is inspiring at times. So I hope that is what this movie is. I hope it's a fucking cheesy, everyone be good to each other type movie. I hope it's that. Fucking delighted at how good the CGI looks in the trailer. Like, the effects look fantastic. Like, the effects for Crypto, holy shit, they look amazing.
I like the casting of Lois Lane in particular.
Rachel Brosnahan?
Yeah, Rachel from House of Cards.
Yeah.
She just kind of resembled the original. Who's the original actress?
Margot Kidder.
Yeah, she kind of has some vibe that is similar to that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hope this one's good.
I want Superman to be good, and I want Fantastic Four to be good.
It's not
I
going to
really
be good.
want
please.
That's not going to be good.
Can we ever have a good Fantastic Four just
Can we
once?
have a good Marvel movie anymore? Probably not.
I know, right? Yeah, you're preaching to the choir.
Fantastic Four is like my last hope.
One thing that like kind of really pissed me off, because they can't stop fucking doing this, I guess. There's going to be a Happy Gilmore 2
Oh, yeah.
on fucking Netflix. Jesus Christ. The trailer ends on like a shot between fucking Adam Sandler and what's his face? The fucking
dude from
Shooter
the first
McGavin?
movie,
from the first movie, just facing off against each other, and then it's like whenever the fucking date is, Netflix or whatever. It's like a fucking Marvel movie. It's so sad. Stop.
Yeah.
What is
Dude.
this? Who is this for? Do people really want a fucking Happy Gilmore sequel? Really?
No. It's going to be like every comedy sequel remake or whatever. They're going to be doing nothing but references and callbacks. Just, it's all it's going to be.
It is crazy. In Hollywood, it's like the act of restraint is just not existent
They
at
just
all.
can't
They
do
have
like,
no shame.
like letting something lie is the biggest power you can have, and nobody has it.
Yeah.
No, they literally can't help themselves. And it's just to make money. It's cash grab.
Yep.
I heard about a recent announcement for a movie coming out, I think maybe this year, later, I think, starring Isaac Gonzalez and Aaron Paul, and directed by Flying Lotus, called Ash.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
It's coming out later this year, and I saw a poster for it and like a little teaser, I think, and it's like, fuck yeah, Flying Lotus is making a movie with Aaron Paul. Hell yeah.
You still don't know the horrors of Kuso.
I don't know the horrors of Kuso, but I want to see Kuso.
I kind of want to rewatch it.
It's apparently like a sci-fi thing. I don't know what exactly it's about, but yeah, they're keeping it under wraps, I think.
Yeah, I want to see Aaron Paul in more things. He's a really great actor.
Yeah, me too. Like, one of the last things he even did was that, like, Black Mirror episode, right? And that was amazing. The Golden Globe winners got announced. We just want to, like,
really?
see.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, Best Motion Picture Drama, probably one of the biggest ones. The Brutalist won that. I have
still
not
need to
seen
see
it.
Yeah.
It's like almost 4 hours, though. It's crazy. I didn't know it was that long.
Brutal.
Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. Oh, yeah, this is the big one. Amelia Perez won that shit. And I haven't even seen it.
I know, I'm like, what is this?
I watched it because of it winning at the Golden Globes and seeing everyone being like, this is like the worst possible Best Picture winner since Crash. And yeah, I'd have to agree. It's really, it's
horrible.
fucking, it's horrible. It's so fucking weird. I don't know why people are liking it. The concept sounds interesting, actually. I'll just briefly explain the plot. Like, it's basically like Zoe Saldana Saldana is like a lawyer, and there's this Mexican criminal who wants to have a sex change operation. So he goes to her and he asks her to set it up and try to get his wife and kids like out of Mexico so they're safe. She gets all that done. That's great. And 5 years later, cross paths, and she's like, I need you to bring my kids back, basically. So the rest of the movie is essentially like Mrs. Doubtfire meets Sound of Freedom. And it's a musical.
Best motion picture animated FlyLo one, which I want.
I really want
to see that. That looks adorable.
The only one I'd seen out of these was The Wild Robot, which is also really, really good. So like, I would have been happy with that too. Best non-English motion picture, of course, Amelia Perez won that.
I think it's mostly in English. Foreign language categories, it has to be like at least 50% of the movie has to be in another language. Yeah. So maybe Amelia Perez is half in Spanish, but it felt like there was a lot of English in it.
Best performance for a female actor, Fernando Torres in I'm Still Here.
What is that?
I don't know. Yeah, some movie called I'm Still Here, and Fernanda Torres won it. Adrian Brody won Best Male Actor for The Brutalist.
Yeah,
I've heard he's great in it, yeah.
Demi Moore won for The Substance for Best Female Actor in a Musical or Comedy, or Best Actress.
I'm happy with that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I loved her speech.
Even if you didn't like the movie, I'm very fucking happy to see like a disgusting splatter movie win awards. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
That is rare. Sebastian Stan won Best Male Actor in a Musical or Comedy for A Different Man,
really
which I didn't know that was a musical or a comedy.
That's awesome. He's fucking amazing in that.
Oh, I know, but what genre is that movie?
It's a dramedy. It is very funny.
And then Zoe Saldana won Best Female Actress for supporting.
Above Mikey Madison, seriously.
Oh my god. Bullshit.
Kieran Culkin won Best Supporting in A Real Pain.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome in it.
Brady Corbett won Best Director. He was the director of The Brutalist. Best Screenplay, Conclave, the guy that wrote Conclave, which I also want to see. The Cinematic and Box Office Achievement, Wicked won it.
Stupid that's an award.
I know, it's so dumb. It's like, who made the most money?
Let's get,
Congrats.
Right.
Fuck you.
Best Television Series Drama, Shogun won it. Yeah, what I saw so far is great. Mm-hmm. It is great
I've
so
heard
far.
It's awesome.
Okay, Best Limited Series, Baby Reindeer. That was good.
Deserved.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. And so those are the big ones. So it's our yearly wrap-up episode. 2024 is gone, and we're going to just go through our best movies of 2024, our worst movies, same with music, and then even stuff like games, shows, whatever. Basically all the stuff, which were new releases, but also we'll talk about some ones that we just experienced for the first time.
Just an overall wrap-up.
Overall
like
wrap-up.
Yeah.
The order we have the big one first, I guess. What our best movies of 2024 were.
How many have we got on our lists? Like, I have 16 for this list.
Maybe 12.
I have like 25 movies that I could probably say I like this year.
I have 17, but I split it up into like, these are my best, and then the rest are like, I'll mention them. They were good, but not like the best. Favorite movie of 2024, if I had to pick.
Wait.
What
What are you doing?
Oh, we're going.
What are you doing, Quinn?
We're ranking these?
I mean,
You're a fucking psychopath. What the hell?
All these others I liked. There's no specific order, whatever. Starting off with Nosferatu, whatever. Probably my least favorite Robert Eggers, but I still enjoyed it a lot. But it is the only one I would not call perfect.
Your Eggers ranking, Quinn, is exactly my ranking. The Northman, The Lighthouse, The Witch, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
That's unhinged.
I'm sorry, The Northman is his best movie.
Then yeah, a lot of people put The Northman as like last, and I don't really know why. I know it's
That's
like
stupid.
It's incredible.
It's hard ranking his movies. To me, honestly, The Lighthouse and Northman are always kind of switching. Nosferatu for me is a no-brainer to put last. I still enjoyed it a lot.
We're kind of on the same page with that, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nosferatu, my biggest disappointment of the year.
It was my biggest disappointment. I was like anticipating.
Yeah, I was
best
like,
movie
this is going to be my
2024.
favorite movie.
I said to Julia, I think I fucked all of us by making us watch Nosferatu the Vampire, because that is a brilliant
He
movie.
fucked us.
A little bit.
Like, damn, that's a masterpiece.
I mean, you can't help but make the comparison after that. I mean, I feel like his style was like, it almost became a gimmick in this movie.
I don't think it was even there.
It felt like it was there. Like, it felt like somebody trying to replicate like his style.
Yeah.
in some
The
ways.
style didn't bother me. Actually, I did love the style, and I loved the lighting and all of that. I think that was probably the strongest thing for me.
I gave it a 9 out of 10, which is high, but whatever. It's just not perfect. Next, one of my favorite movies was Civil War.
Probably my favorite Alex Garland film.
Holy shit, really?
What?
Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
like it more than Ex Machina.
Oh man, Ex Machina is one of the greatest films ever to me.
It is incredible in so many ways, and I look forward to watching it again and again.
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah, I
to
wanna
rewatch
watch it
and see
again.
how I feel.
The Wild Robot, great animated movie. movie. Am I the only one that's seen that?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Check it out if you're in the mood for like a wholesome animated movie. It was genuinely like a surprise. Probably might be alone on this. Kinds of Kindness, I am putting it as one of my favorites of the year.
You are solidly alone.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to.
We watched it quite recently.
It is without a doubt his most divisive movie, and I don't understand why. Like, I don't blame people for hating it, because anthology movies are just such a mixed bag.
I didn't love Kinds of Kindness, but I really enjoyed the first mini film of all three.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite. I think it was weird with purpose in a way, and I think it was really well acted and really strange, and then I think it just got a little more goofy as it went on.
Yeah, the third story is definitely the weak link for me, the third one. My favorite one was probably the second story where Jesse Plemons plays the cop.
I agree. I think that was the best one.
Yet another 9 out of 10. I feel like I'm rating these high, but whatever. I don't care.
You like what you
Oh
like?
well. Terrifier 3.
Hell yeah.
That was such a fun theater experience. Peak Art the Clown. It's like peak, like he's fully in the character. It's hilarious. It's the funniest of the Terrifier movies. It's the goriest of the Terrifier movies. It's the most fun.
Yeah, seeing that, The Substance, and fucking Nosferatu, seeing all those do so well is like, I'm so happy fucking weirdo horror movies are doing well.
Yeah.
Thank God. Whatever, 9 out of 10 for Terrifier 3. Okay, now those were like my top. So like I'll just start kind of going through. If you guys have anything you want to say about these movies, you can say it. Heretic.
That was a
Yeah,
good
it's
movie.
great.
I've seen it since you had the discussion. I didn't like it.
Oh
interesting.
no.
I liked Hugh Grant a lot in it. It just didn't feel like there was much to latch on in it for me. I've forgotten like most of what happens. I like the scenes where he's just mansplaining shit. Like I love that stuff. I love the Monopoly scene. I love the creep scene. The creep scene was funny as hell.
I feel like the final act kind of tanks it. Yeah, the final act.
I hated the third act. That ruined the movie for me.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Ruined it
it was
for a
like
lot
a
of
6
people.
out of 10, but like the ending made it like a 5.
To me, it almost could have been perfect if they nailed the third act, but they didn't.
Yeah, I don't think I'm quite as in love with it as I was initially, but
Yeah.
I mean, I gave it a 9, but I'd probably now give it like a 7 or something if I rewatched it, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just because of the third act. But I really liked everything else so much about it.
I'd give it an 8 out of 10 still. I still had a lot of fun with it. Blink Twice is my next movie. That was a great movie.
See it.
Still want to see that, yeah.
I saw it. It was pretty good.
In a violent nature, I don't want to say it's like a love letter to slasher movies. It's a subversion on slasher movies.
It is, yeah. You'll get the most out of it the more familiar you are with
Yes.
slasher movies like Friday the
Yes.
13th and all that.
Hardcore horror fan who feels like they've seen it all when it comes to slasher movies, then you will appreciate this because they finally put it like a twist on it.
They did
So,
something new.
Oh, interesting.
It's a generic slasher plot, but it's different.
Long Legs, I enjoyed it. I didn't
I
love
really
it.
enjoyed it too.
I didn't find it scary, but it was good. It was fine. It
I
was
think
good.
me and Keelan have the same score for it.
6 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'd give it like
Yeah.
a 7.
I loved a
I
lot
might
of
give it a 7 too.
I loved a lot of elements about it, but it did need to pick a tone and stick with it, I think.
Ah,
I love the opening scene.
Oh yeah, that's a great scene. That was a great. Yeah, that was
Cut-
genuinely
cut to the
creepy. That
credits.
was
it
the
was
creepiest
creepy
part of the
too,
movie.
especially, yeah, I was like, I got my long legs on.
Just the quick like glance, like barely a fucking glance
Yeah.
at Nicolas Cage's face.
Does everybody just love him in the movie? Like, nobody's just thinking he's like actually kind of bad?
I
Daddy!
He's
I like that because it was like the only like shining light of personality in a very dull kind of movie. Not in a bad way. But I'm just saying
Yeah.
like he was like the life.
I liked that miserable tone, though.
They didn't show him
I
too
mean-
much either.
I think they did.
Well, until they do.
I was really loving like the miserable, shitty nature of everything, and
Yeah.
like going over all the investigation stuff and how like sickly it felt and like all that. It was just drawn out and like creepy. And then you've got him.
In a situation like that, me personally, it's really hard to please me. You could introduce anybody in that role and I might not be happy, but I was like, this is like just weird enough for me.
I don't think he's
Yeah.
bad or anything.
Yeah.
I just was like, maybe you can tone it down a
You
bit.
hated it. You hated him.
I don't know, I think Cage, like, he toes the line between, like, unintentionally hilarious and creepy and Long Legs.
Yes, I agree. Like it's almost too much, but not quite. Like he pushes
Yeah.
it like just enough for me.
It's unintentionally hilarious to the point where, like, I want to laugh, but I'm also slightly unsettled.
Yes. Yeah.
If you
that's
get
a way
me.
to put it.
This little cuckoo.
I've been doing that so
That
often.
fucking scene. Yeah.
I didn't like the last shot. I don't like that they bring back the interrogation scene when he says, "Hail
Oh, that
Satan."
was horrible. I hated the last shot, yeah. That just
yeah.
made me cringe.
See, I wanted it to end at the shot of her pointing the gun at the doll. I think that would have been a good place to cut
Oh,
it.
yeah. I didn't mind the last shot either. I don't know. Okay, Beetlejuice, shouting that one out.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
We got Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice's #1 fan over here.
Oh, yeah.
hey.
Yeah, 4 times in 1 year.
Absolutely insane from you.
The juice came loose.
Maxine, I'm surprised. I'm very surprised to put Maxine on my list because I did not like X or Pearl.
And I loved X and Pearl, and I didn't like Maxine.
You didn't like Maxine?
I thought it was okay. I liked a lot of things about it. It's mainly the third act that just, it kind of goes off the rails. I was going with it.
Yeah.
I was going with it, but there's something about it where I was just like, this is going a bit too far.
I know. I didn't like the third act either.
I like the twist. I think the twist makes sense, but no, that third act was very messy.
It was. And I just like, it was like a whole love letter to like, you know, Giallo slashers. And I like the whole vibe. I love the aesthetic and like the vibe of it.
It's a good aesthetic. It's a good looking movie.
It didn't land completely for me. So Trap, I do have on there.
Yeah.
Woo! Got Trap's #1 fan over here.
I wish I had a weird movie that I fixated on and loved. That
I know.
Everyone's like, well, I do actually. I kind of do at the end here. Saturday Night, that was a good movie. I don't know if anyone else saw that.
I saw it. I didn't like it. I just didn't buy into the movie. I did not feel like... No, not that. We're meant to feel like these people are underdogs. They have the fifth Beatle on their first show. They are not underdogs. They are incompetent.
I love a procedural movie. Like, you know, just like a really like, okay, we're just following... It feels like it's all in one night and we're all just following these people trying to do their fucking little job.
I just didn't care. I think it's because SNL didn't really have much of a cultural impact over here. It's only really something that's popular over here in the internet era where you can just watch clips of it on YouTube.
True.
And like in the past, I think like most people would know SNL maybe if it was like on the back of an Adam Sandler DVD. It just said SNL's Adam Sandler or something. And you'd be like, oh, what's SNL? Don't have it here because we're not American. A messy, all over the place movie. And
it was.
I think it was too unfocused and it didn't have one central thing to keep you going. Because if it was Lauren the whole movie, I'd understand. I think that would be a good focal point, but it just moves around too much.
And I do think that could have been intentional though, like just to emphasize how chaotic that night was, like how slapped together and just how like rushed. I don't know. I didn't love it. I gave it like a 7 out of 10. Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1, whatever. That was pretty good. Nothing much else to say about it. It should have been a limited series. I'll just stand by that. And then my last one of the best, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. That's my weird fixation. That's the one I unconditionally love. I didn't give it 5 stars or anything, but it was really fun, and watching it in theaters was just like, it was great. Yeah, that's all my good movies of 2024.
Will I just jump right into mine? 25, I have Beetlejuice. 24, Juror number 2. 23, Immaculate. 22, Sometimes I Think About Dying. 21, Lisa Frankenstein. 20, In a Violent Nature. Number 19, we have Hitman. Number 18, Small Things Like These. It's an Irish movie, Cillian Murphy. It's really great.
I want to see that. Yeah. I want to see that too.
I would be interested to hear what you guys think about it specifically. It's about a very specific Irish thing, and I'm wondering if you'll pick up on it, so I'm not going to say anything. 17, I've Kneecap, another Irish movie. An absolutely phenomenal music biopic, comedy type thing. 16, Civil War. Also on Quinn's list, really great movie.
Nice.
Number 15, I have A Different Man, another movie I'd consider underrated this year. That movie was really great. Number 14, I have Dune Part 2.
Hell yeah.
Probably one of the biggest movies of the year. Well. Loved it. It's kind of gone down a small bit in my mind, but maybe it's just the distance from the movie and when I last saw it. Like seeing it in the cinema, it is a fantastic experience. It's just breathtaking. Yeah. There's no one doing sci-fi like this. This is probably like the closest thing we have to what Star Wars would have been in the early 2000s or the 80s. Yeah. Nowhere near as close, but it's something to replace that feeling.
Yes.
Number 13, Late Night with the Devil. I still disagree with the AI stuff.
I didn't know if that was 2023 or 2024.
Same.
Like, because it gives it 2 different answers when I look it up.
I put it on my list and then I scribbled it out because it said 2023. Yeah.
When I think about what year a movie is, I think about when did it come out in cinemas where like people could actually go see it.
Yeah.
And that's
usually
true.
what I do as well.
There's another movie on this list that is technically a 2022 movie, but it only got a theatrical release this year.
I know exactly the one you mean.
Number 12, I've Strange Darling. That was a really fucking solid thriller. Really enjoyed that. Number 11, The Goats, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. Their best feature-length movie, better than Curse of the White Rabbit.
Jeez.
Probably the 3rd best Wallace and Gromit thing overall. 4th, actually. Yeah, I'd say 4th. I like the original 3 shorts a bit better, but still, just no reason not to watch it. It's really short and it's really good. And then the top 10, the big ones. I had exactly 10 out of 10s this year.
Whoa. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I was just, before you go on, that just reminds me that I totally didn't name my number 1 best movie of the year because I was going to come back to it, so.
We've all seen it, and I know which one you're talking about, so when I get to it, we can have a discussion. Number 10, I have The Substance. I don't think I love it as much as other people. No, yeah, I'm just so happy to see a body horror movie that's doing really well, that's connecting with people. It's very sexual. It's just a lot of things. It's a lot of movie.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. It was an overwhelming experience in the cinema, seeing it with a packed theater. That was one time in a cinema where like the laughter didn't ruin it. It enhanced the experience because it is pretty much a comedy.
Yeah,
it is just,
I'd say dark comedy, yeah.
And I hope it gets Best Picture. That'd be the craziest thing to ever happen in Oscars history.
It's not going to happen.
I don't think,
I don't think it's going to happen, but a Best Picture nom at least. Come on, please.
They'll give it that. I'm sure they'll give it that.
This is the 2022 movie I was talking about. Hundreds of Beavers.
Oh, yep.
I watched this with Liam, and it's so much fun. It is. Do see it, Quinn, because it is phenomenal. There's nothing really quite like it in its energy, its creativity, like all the costumes and props and stuff. They're so endearingly like DIY.
It's insane.
Number 8. Has everyone here seen it? I'm not sure. Love Lies Bleeding.
I haven't.
Yeah, I saw that in the
I've
theater.
seen it.
I'm the only one that hasn't.
Love the atmosphere, and I love the relationship between the main two. I love where the story goes. The soundtrack is so good. The score itself is so good as well. It's like a really 80s feeling kind of pulpy thriller. Died down in terms of like people talking about it, but I guess it's kind of to be expected to come out like May or so.
Yeah.
But I think it is absolutely one of the best and most entertaining and unique movies of the year, to me anyway.
It's definitely unique.
Number 7, you'll probably be shocked to hear, but Trap. Trap is my number 7 movie of the year.
That's
Then we're just shocked that it's not
is
closer to
stronger.
1. Yeah.
It's just a good ass thriller. It's so funny. It's just so unpretentious. It's just a good little thriller.
Yeah.
It's a good little thriller. It's what you want. It has a nice
Yeah.
idea, has a great lead actor, has a director who knows how to shoot the fuck out of a small space.
It's
the
like a
perfect
modern
story.
Hitchcock movie.
For sure.
And the way it's structured and everything.
No, I totally agree. Number 6, probably the most recent film that I watched for the first time on this list, Memoir of a Snail. This is a stop motion film from Australia. It's by the director of Mary and Max, which came out in like 2009 or so. I'm not sure if
Really
have
like
you seen
that.
that, Liam?
Yeah, I've
I
seen
love
Mary
that
and
movie.
Max. I love Mary and Max.
Yeah, the Memoir of a Snail is even better.
Yeah, I can't wait.
There's 15 years between Memoir of a Snail and Mary and Max, and it shows. Like, oh my
Interesting.
god, the animation. The fact that this is above Wallace and Gromit should say enough. Like, the kings of stop motion were dethroned by Australia. I can't believe it. It's kind of like a movie I needed to see when I did. I'm not going to get into it because spoilers, but it's just a really heartfelt, hilarious, deeply emotional and personal movie. You can tell, like, it's all lived experiences. Everything is so hyper-specific that you can only imagine this coming from one mind. Very sad to see it's not doing as well as I would hope it would. Definitely one of the best movies of the year. Number 5, number 1 on Quinn's list,
Yes.
Furiosa.
Ah,
Hell yeah.
It's the only... I felt like a movie snob this year because I've only gave out 10 out of 10.
It's incredible.
it is great.
Yeah.
I literally had like the itch to rewatch that and Fury Road the other day. I
Yeah.
was like, we gotta watch those again because they're bangers.
Sucks that this kind of like is going to live in Fury Road's shadow when I genuinely think it's better than Fury Road.
I don't think they're better than each other, but I think they complement each other
Yeah,
perfectly.
it's like
but-
Kill
Yeah.
Bill 1 and 2.
I get different things out of both movies, and I'm just happy that I have both of them. I'm happy George Miller is still alive making Mad Max movies, and I hope he gets to make another one.
If they're as good as this, then yeah, keep making them.
And number 4, I have a movie that I don't think anyone here has seen, Challengers.
You know,
We all missed it.
bad.
We all
movies.
just decided to miss that one for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get why it's
No,
awesome.
we want to. We've
It's-
been saying we want
I
to.
missed the boat and then I just never got on it because all this other stuff happened, you know?
It's so energetic and fun, and the acting is all phenomenal, and I hate that Josh O'Connor isn't getting any awards attention for it because he would be my lock for like best supporting actor. He was like amazing in it. Love triangle thing. It works really well. It's well paced. Doesn't feel like 2 hours 15 at all, which I think it's 2 hours 15. You barely even have time to think about how long it is really. And the soundtrack by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, one of the best film scores of the past I don't know how long. I love that they just went all in with like a pure techno soundtrack, and it works so well. Watch Challengers. It's great. I love it. In any other year, this would be my number 1. It's just kind of a testament to how many movies just kind of connected with me this year, weirdly. Well, last year. With number 3, maybe it'll change sometime. Like, this top 3 is kind of interchangeable right now, I think. Queer. The other Luca Guadagnino film that came out this year, and I did not expect to like it more than Challengers, but I watched it for the first time in theaters and I thought it was great. I wasn't a fan of the third act. I just kept thinking about it and it was released on digital recently, so I rewatched it last night and it just gave me those same feelings all over again, and I got more out of the third act. An artistic fucking triumph, honestly. Disappointed that no one else is really talking about it, and it seems to be very divisive, which is weird. But I can kind of get it. You know, I just wish there was a bit more love for it because I think it really does deserve it. And Daniel Craig, it's the best performance he's ever given. He is phenomenal in. Number 2, I have Anora.
Oh, yeah.
The new Sean Baker movie. This is one that grew again on rewatch, because I still loved it on the first watch, but like on rewatch, I just loved so much more about it, and I was shocked to find out what I thought was the second half of the movie was actually the last hour and 45 minutes of the movie, so that was fun to discover. The scene where Toros and Igor and all that come into it is like half an hour, 40 minutes into the movie, which kind of shocked me. I thought that was like an hour into it. Anora, it's great.
So good.
Mikey Madison, it's definitely a star-making role for her. Like, she's perfect in it. She's perfect in it for what she has to do.
She's incredible. I mean, she stood out so much in just partial roles, giving her the spotlight. Is just...
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and like Scream 5.
Yeah.
In Anora, it's just like another different side of her being seen. But I think every actor stands out in this with like a really like distinct singular performance, and I think they all work off each other really well. Especially the core four, like, you know, Toros, Igor, the other one, and Anora.
The other one.
The other one.
My favorite film of the year, I saw The TV Glow. I know.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan, but
I would have figured you loved like at least Queer more. You've been talking about that a lot.
Because I haven't talked to you about I Saw the TV Glow at all.
Have you been afraid to?
Yeah, kinda, because I saw myself in it and I hated it and I fucking ruined me. And I watched it twice, and yeah, I don't even want to talk much about it because I'm kind of getting choked up thinking about it, but fucking I love it. Connected with me. I've seen it twice. I get not liking it because, I mean, I do agree that it can be a bit style over substance, but what I get out of the style and what it means to me, I think it all comes together so beautifully. And the TV show aspect of it, I mean, you could probably imagine me, I was watching it and like I was thinking Twin Peaks, like that would be me with Twin Peaks. And so I kind of saw myself as Owen in that way, and as the film progresses you kind of know where it goes, and I just saw a lot of myself in it, and it really fucked me up. I'm so happy it exists. It helped me kind of understand a lot about myself this year. I love it.
I still want to see this movie. I do want to see it, see if like where I fall on it. I wonder if I would relate to it as well.
I have heard a lot of criticisms from other people, and I do understand a lot of them. Like I mean, most of them come down to like the acting, honestly, which I kind of get that. The performances aren't the best. Justice Smith was pretty good in it, but like they're not like the best performances you're going to see this year. What it gave me in substance, it is my favorite film of the year.
Nice.
I feel like I'd like to give it another chance, but it's just that one character that kind of annoyed me a little too much.
I can kind of get that. I enjoyed her character and what she kind of meant for the main character.
I'll rattle off my top list really quickly. I've got Lisa Frankenstein, Dune Part 2, Civil War, Furiosa, Alien Romulus,
Solid.
Beetlejuice, Trap, Anora, Smile 2.
Smile 2's great.
Love Lies Bleeding, The Substance, and Better Man. Yeah.
Alright, I guess I'll do mine.
Yeah.
I have 16, so I'm just gonna rattle them off. I'll try to go quick. 16, Heretic, probably the least good one of the great movies, I guess, but yeah, it's good. Juror number 2, we watched that recently. I really liked it.
I also really liked it.
It's a little generic and cheesy at points, honestly, but it's like still a good movie. It's a good, solid movie. Venom: The Last Dance, I'm throwing that in there because why not? It was a fun time.
It was really fun.
It's stupid, but it's really fun. They needed to maybe tone down the seriousness a little bit in this one, but aside from that, it still had great moments.
The whole bit in Vegas was really fun. That whole bit in Vegas. The dancing and then the knocking the guy out and stealing his suit.
Yeah,
like, this is funny.
I just cannot get over, like, still, I'll say this all the time about all these movies, but Tom Hardy's mannerisms when he's playing this character is so constantly just good. Like when he's
so good.
When he's like at the casino in Vegas or whatever, and like Venom just wants to gamble out of nowhere, and Tom Hardy's just going up and down like this. Like it's like
I could
he's
just watch
so
a whole
into
movie of them in Vegas. Like I wish that was the whole movie.
The montage, the song they chose for that montage, I was like, what are you doing?
It's awful, yeah.
What are you doing?
They shouldn't have done that song.
Maroon 5.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that. It was too cheesy for me. I was like, really?
I like the montage, but not the song.
I heard that song playing from the cinema that was playing in, and I had to go in and have a look, and it was so funny.
Number 13, I put Carry On, because I thought that was a pretty good little thriller.
That was really fun to watch.
That was really fun.
The only thing that like still just sticks out in my mind at the moment is that ridiculous car scene that they definitely didn't need to put in there. That was awful.
Oh, I love that.
No,
though.
it's so
that was so
it was
crazy.
So terribly shot. It looks like completely CGI. Like everyone's face in it just looks so weird. It just looks really like uncanny almost.
It was a little weird.
Yeah.
I agree, but I love the craziness of it. I just love
it. Didn't need
that.
It didn't need that at all. But I was like, okay, fine, go with it. It was a good movie though. And Taron Egerton's really good. 12, I have Dune Part 2. That's grown on me a little bit more since watching it. I didn't really initially enjoy it that much, but like thinking back on some stuff, the Star Wars comparison you made earlier, even like just thinking about that, it is good at exploring its world in that kind of way, the same way that Star Wars does. I think that's probably one of the biggest strengths it has. Like, I am always interested in the whole world of Dune. It may not always be the most interesting plot going on for me. Still, I'm just like, yeah, this is great to look at. It's a great experience. So yeah, I enjoy Dune Part 2. Not as good as the first, but yeah. Also put Inside Out too.
All right.
That was really good too.
It's a good choice, yeah.
Not as good as the first, but still, it's basically just a rehash of the first, it feels like, but you know, the few little added things in there. It's nice. I put Speak No Evil, the 2024 one.
Oh, that was fun.
I thought that was a fun movie.
It was a good remake.
It was a good remake. James McAvoy's just so funny. He's a goofball. After that, I put Smile 2 at number 9.
Right.
Much better than the first, in my opinion. But number 8, I have Trap. Great movie. Fun time.
So
good
good.
thriller.
So fun.
Shyamalan. Hell yeah. Number 7, I have Spaceman. I really enjoyed that. I don't think you guys saw that at all. You did.
I did.
But it's a very like emotionally aware kind of movie. I think it's just very potent in that way sometimes. Number 6, I have Furiosa.
Hell yeah.
Loved it. Fucking great experience.
Yeah,
So fun.
Great.
Top 5 now. We saw this one with Quinn. A Quiet Place Day
yeah.
1. I did like that quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of dampened for everyone. It seems like everyone just kind of forgot about it, but I mean,
I thought
I
about
really
that.
thought it was great.
Yeah. I'd like to rewatch it. I just, watching how it all began, I think it's way better than the first movie. The first movie
I just think it's the
ridiculous.
best Quiet Place movie. I think it is.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
it's just...
I just can't believe they don't live by the waterfall in the first movie. I just can't believe it. And then they have another baby. I'm like, are these guys Mormons? What's going on?
Yeah, they're pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 4, I have Anora. Great movie. We've talked about it. Yeah. Number 3, I have Beetlejuice.
Tree.
Didn't quite make number 1, but it was for a while. Believe me.
It'll all make sense.
I've seen it 4 times. Fucking amazing.
Wow.
So good. And at number 2, I have Hundreds of Beavers.
Yes, man.
It's so good. I would watch it anytime. Like, literally, it's just the best. Number 1 is Better Man.
Whoa.
The fucking Robbie Williams biopic. It is...
delighted to hear that.
Oh! It was so good.
It is really fucking good.
It's like fucking incredible.
I
cannot
couldn't
believe it. But seriously, you look at this whole monkey thing and like everyone's talking about the monkey and shit, but like it works. It would not work without the monkey.
If he wasn't a monkey in Better Man, I wouldn't love it as much as I do.
It is like actually so special, like how they managed to put all of this together so perfectly. And it's from the director of the fucking Greatest Showman and like a Pink documentary.
Horrible.
Greatest Showman
horrible
is
movie.
pretty. It's all right.
The fact that he made this
It's
movie and
horrible.
it's just like it came out of nowhere. It's about fucking Robbie Williams. Like everyone kind of forgot about
He's
Robbie Williams, I
redeemed
guess,
himself.
but like now
It's so good.
I went a bit into like exploring his discography before the movie because like he's always been a name that I've been like interested in and stuff because he was big in Australia.
I saw the rock DJ scene.
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
God.
Oh my god, the
Holy-
dance sequences
that
in that
is
scene?
so
No, seriously.
so
Crazy.
cool.
That scene took them like I think a couple of years to like put together.
It's
Oh,
so
wow.
crazy.
A couple-
There's so much
wow.
going on. I'm so excited to see the full movie.
Seriously, it's like it's an experience and you just
Bring
it completely
tissues,
washes
'cause
over
holy
you.
shit. I did not expect. I was like shaking in my chair in the theater. I was like, this movie is fucking me up.
And it's exhilarating. It just completely like breathes new life into you afterwards. It feels like you're just like, wow, I just want to fucking live. Like it's just amazing.
Just be monkey.
Yeah,
be
I
monkey.
don't know. Like, holy shit.
Just be monkey.
I am monkey.
All right. Well, moving on to our worst movies.
Oh, I guess so.
Kicking off with, I remember I mentioned this positively at first, but now it's actually lessened in my mind quite a bit, and that's Joker 2.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Joker 2, whatever.
That's a big
It's
surprise.
So much for being different. It fucking sucks.
at first I was different, and I was like, this movie's, but I don't fucking know what happened, honestly.
Joker 2 is also on my list.
There you
Oh
go.
my god, I'm baffled by how bad it was. It is so boring. It
we
is so
still haven't
deep.
That's funny
boring.
because I was like, I don't really know if I want to see Joker 2, but Quinn loved it. Well, I do kind of want to see
I don't know
Joker
about
2.
love. I liked it, and I was like, you know what, that's not that bad. But then it's one of those movies that sticks in your mind, and like the more it sticks there, it can either get worse or better. And I don't know what happened.
It is so bad that I forgive Joker 1 for ripping off pure comedy.
I just think the musical aspects are not very good either. Just they could have been better, and it didn't have to be a damn musical. It just didn't have to be.
The
but-
best part of the movie was Lady Gaga, and she was not in it nearly enough. What's her character's name again? Harley Quinn.
Harley
Sorry.
Quinn.
I forgot her name. I'm sorry. I love her version of it, but like she doesn't get enough time to flesh it out at all
Yeah.
because it's too focused on Joker and whatever
Dude,
the movie
and
was
then-
about. It was a court trial. I
Yeah.
liked it when he turned into a Southern lawyer. That was the best part of the movie. But
it was like it's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest meets fucking a courtroom
what is
drama
this?
meets a musical meets fucking everything. I don't know. It's like it was a mixed bag. It was like 3 different movies.
It's Taxi Driver meets fucking Juror Number 2.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I didn't like the whole. Why was it a courtroom drama at like half of it? I don't know. It just dragged. But anyway.
I don't mind that in theory though, but you know.
In theory, but man, it's just like it just is jarring from like what
just a slog.
It's just a jarring slog. Gladiator 2.
Oh,
Probably gonna be there's gonna be a lot of sequels and shit on here. It was just a letdown. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't bad, it was just average. It didn't have to be a sequel or a movie.
It was funny.
I like Denzel. That's about it. The First Omen was a big letdown for me.
Oh,
I don't know.
same.
It was just kind of bland.
I still really want to see it.
Yeah, most people seem to like it.
I know.
I don't know.
I was surprised.
I'm just too attached to First, and I know I should separate it. But I know you guys like Smile 2. It is on my list.
It's
I'm
alright.
definitely the odd man out when it comes to everybody, though, because everyone thinks it's better than the First.
Yeah, it's
and
not perfect.
I disagree.
I don't think it's better than the first.
Yeah.
I think it's as good as the first. I like them both. I think they're both fun.
Abigail, that was just kind of a eh. And then Night Swim. Oh my
That's
god,
on my
what a
list,
generic
too.
ass movie. Oh really?
For-
yeah, just
so
fucking
forgettable.
boring and generic. Roadhouse.
Oh my god, I
Roadhouse is
forgot
on the
about
worst,
Roadhouse. Jesus.
I know, right? Everyone did. Conor McGregor's the only fucking thing that stands out, and it's just because he's being a cocaine head, like a cokehead in that movie. That's it.
So Conor McGregor.
So yeah, basically just Conor McGregor being himself. Madam Web, that's the obvious one.
I still would have watched
Terrible.
it. I still would have watched it.
Go in with a Morbius lens, then you'll probably enjoy it. But man,
Yo,
I gotta get my
Morblends.
Morbius glasses on.
literally, like this, it's the trilogy of like so bad it's good. Is this Morbius and probably Kraven the Hunter, The Watchers, that Ashana Shyamalan movie?
Oh,
So
God,
boring.
That sucks.
So boring. Yeah, I know. I wish I wanted to like it. I really did, but it was just so boring. The Strangers Chapter 1.
Oh my
completely
god, that
pointless movie.
and that needs to be on my list. I forgot about that.
Unfrosted. Fuck that movie. I hate Unfrosted. It's the worst movie ever. Megamind 2. Did anybody know that a Megamind sequel came out?
No idea.
I did, but why did you watch Megamind 2?
I don't know why. It's because you want to know why? It's because the first one is genuinely like an animated child comedy that holds up for me. Like it's
Megamind is a
actually
good movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah,
It's
Megamind's
funny.
good.
Like even as an adult, terrible. It's just the animation is horrible, and it's not even the same voice actors, and it's just bad. I saved for last. People hate me, whatever. But I did Dune Part 2. That's one of them. I'm like the only guy that doesn't like the Dune movies.
That's
Man, I
fine.
love them.
I want to like them. But they're just so bland and soulless, and I just can't connect to anything. They're just not for me. I don't know.
You don't like
and
when
that-
Zendaya rides the worm?
No.
No.
Where's your heart,
That
man?
that sentence alone.
That fills me with wonder and joy just hearing that
Just
sentence.
hearing that, I
Yeah.
know. Nah, just to me
Oh,
it's
it's so
all
cool.
boring. But
So sick.
I just can't get down with those movies, and I'm in the minority. I really did not like The Substance. I just didn't. But no, I can't stress, like, I genuinely couldn't find any redeeming qualities for me personally. Like, some of the performances are fine. I'm not saying it's all bad. It's just, I was just not enjoying my time at all. It was just kind of cringy and goofy to me. I don't know why. I just couldn't vibe with it.
Well, it is goofy, and I think that's kind of intentional.
I'm sure it's intentional, but man, it's just some of the dialogue and like the line deliveries and like just some of the I just wasn't enjoying myself at all.
That's
So
alright. That's fair.
I don't even necessarily hate this first one. So my number 10 is a film called I Used to Be Funny. I just didn't like how the topic was handled until the very end. Like, I think the last 15 minutes are what I wanted from this movie, and yeah, the rest of it just kind of felt empty. It's hard to explain without spoiling it, but I wish I liked it a bit more. The Fred Durst vehicle Y2K, which was terrible.
I'm bummed. I did want to see that.
I want to see it just for him.
He's the best part of the movie. He's genuinely quite funny in it. It's very weirdly structured.
I
and
like
written.
Kyle Mooney. I thought he was one of my favorite cast members of the newer SNL people, and kind of underrated, real weird guy. And I thought, well, I hope it's funny.
It wasn't. It wasn't great. Number 8, the Golden Globe winning Emilia Perez. We talked about it already. It was terrible. Number 7, another musical, Joker Folie à Deux.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Boy Kills World. I don't think anyone saw that.
I don't even know
Good.
what it is.
Never even heard of it.
If you like Deadpool, you'll love Boy Kills World. That's all I'll say. Number 5, Borderlands, which also no one saw because
Yeah, fuck that.
I like the Borderlands games, so I was vaguely interested in it, and it just kind of wasn't good, lads.
It looked bad.
Number 4, I have a movie that no one's ever seen ever called Pool Man, starring Chris Pine.
I forgot that was even a thing.
Number 3, Madam Web. Fantastic film. Fantastic film.
It's so bad.
It's so incompetent I love it. I love it. I want to watch it again. But it's so bad. Number 2, I've Unfrosted.
Oh boy, what's the hell's worse than Unfrosted? Oh my god.
I made this decision when we were talking about Joker, so this is a very, very recent decision, but I just looked at my list, and I looked at this movie, and I just wanted to kill something. The worst movie of the year for me is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck
shit. I thought you liked that.
No, it's a piece of shit.
What? No.
For some reason, I thought you liked
Deadpool.
that.
No,
I hate Deadpool 3.
We gave it the same score.
I despise it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, I lowered it to half a star.
Yeah, I mean,
just
I probably would at this
because nothing good about it. It is soulless. It is everything that's wrong with movies today, and I hate that it exists.
It's the reason I have no hope for Fantastic Four.
I've got Night Swim. Yeah. Stupid.
Bad.
Miller's
Bad
Girl.
and boring.
So stupid.
Oh boy.
Tarot. Dumb.
That looks
It's
so
like
generic.
one-word things for all of it. Stupid, dumb,
Hated
didn't like it.
That's all they deserve, though. That's all these worst movies even
they're
deserve.
so stupid.
So,
Strangers Chapter 1, which I forgot
Yeah.
about, and then he reminded me because I just forgot I watched it.
so bad.
The Deliverance.
Oh.
Oh my
I
God.
can't even believe we watched that
I almost
movie.
wanted to watch that. I honestly almost wanted to
Don't.
watch that.
It Ends With Us. I did see that. I was thinking I should have brought this up in a mini topic because Liam is just tired of hearing about it, but I love reading all about this crazy lawsuit between Blake Lively and James Baldoni. He's saying that Ryan Reynolds was making fun of him specifically in Deadpool versus Wolverine when he plays Nice Pool.
I'm just going to split these into disappointing and worst because that's how I've done it. I've just got 5 of each, so disappointing, Nosferatu, I put that in there. Oddity, because it started off really good and then it just got really fucking silly. Alien Romulus I put in there because I mean I loved a lot about it, but god, yeah, it's just some
Could've
shit
been so
really
much
didn't
better.
need to be there. Civil War, sorry guys.
That's fine.
No, it's fine.
I get it.
Disappointment for me, but I don't
It
hate
was a
it.
divisive movie.
And I saw the TV Glow, did disappoint me, but I don't think it's bad or anything. Alright, worst ones. We'll go with, Tarot. Tarot, didn't like Tarot, that was pretty shit. Kinds of Kindness I'm putting on there because I honestly found it pretty insufferable a lot of the time. I put It Ends With Us on there because that was really silly, but it was fun to watch in a weird way.
Yeah, I like to watch the shit sometimes.
Deadpool and Wolverine, yeah. I hated it as
High
well.
five you if I could.
And yeah, the worst is The Deliverance, easily. The Deliverance was just, I mean, good
That
god.
bad. Were you want to still name off like the ones that we missed or whatever?
We can go through them if you want.
Quickly, the ones that I missed that I really wanted to see: The Brutalist, Conclave. I saw the TV Glow, Monkey Man, A Real Pain, Speak No Evil, just to see James McAvoy be goofy. The Apprentice, A Different Man, so 2 Sebastian Stan movies. Y2K just for Fred Durst. Sasquatch Sunset just looks like a weird movie. I want to see it. The Devil's Bath, because it's by the same directors as Goodnight Mommy and The Lodge. I really want to see that. And last one, I gotta see it, Megalopolis. I really freaking want to see Megalopolis.
Do you want to just like say ones that like he hasn't mentioned, and then we can kind of just keep going that way?
Some of the other ones I want to see: Kinds of Kindness, Flow, Dee Dee, Oddity, Bird, Snack Shack, Nickel Boys, Paddington 3, Better Man, Seed of the Sacred Fig.
I can't remember who said what, but I'll just go
Yeah, it's
fast.
okay.
A Different Man, A Real Pain, All of Us Strangers, Challengers, The Last Showgirl, Conclave, The Brutalist, Small Things Like These, Maria, Baby Girl, The Wild Robot, In a Violent Nature.
You mentioned Baby Girl. That was also one of my worst of the year. I totally forgot about it. Sorry.
Yeah, Challenges, The Fall Guy, The Wild Robot, Monkey Man, Love Lies Bleeding, Conclave, Blink Twice, Madam Web, Megalopolis, A Real Pain, Drive Away Dolls, I didn't see that yet, Flow, Rebel Ridge, The Apprentice, A Different Man, Memoir of a Snail, Small Things Like These, Paddington in Peru, and Kneecap.
Holy fucking shit, I just realized I didn't put fucking Rebel Ridge on my list. I love that movie. That would have been in my top 25.
Oh wow.
Best non-2024 movies watched in 2024.
I only limited it to 5 stars. These are all 10 out of 10s for me. Annie Hall, Poor Things, Europa, Tetsuo the Iron Man, Sideways, Lawrence of Arabia, Nosferatu the Vampire, Pather Panchali, I hope I'm saying that right, Tokyo Story, On the Waterfront, Night of the Hunter, The Deer Hunter, Naked, Begotten, and The Human Centipede 2.
I'm just going to name my 8 non-2024 10 out of 10s this year. Number 8, Elephant, the Gus Van Sant film. Very fucking powerful, thought-provoking film. One we talked about in the podcast, Rachel Getting Married. An absolutely just jaw-dropping movie, just incredible. Number 6, The Zone of Interest, which also came out last year. Another one that came out last year, All of Us Strangers. Nosferatu the Vampire is my number 4. Red Rocket number 3. Poor Things number 2, and my favorite non-2024 movie that I saw this year was Cure.
God, I almost watched that. I started it but didn't finish it.
It's by the guy who did Pulse.
Oh
He
yeah,
did Pulse
that
as well.
movie, yeah.
I loved it. I fell in love with it. It's amazing.
Babylon, The Place Beyond the Pines, Bad Education, Lost City of Zed, A Serious Man, Casablanca, Perfect Days, Waves, Zone of Interest, Lost Highway, and Burning.
They cloned Tyrone, Total Recall, Point Break, When Harry Met Sally, The Cell, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, The Last Unicorn, The Abyss was fucking awesome. I didn't talk about that at all.
That
but
movie is fucking amazing.
The Terminator. I had only seen Terminator 2, so I hadn't actually seen like the first one fully, but yeah, finally watched that and it was great. Mad Max Fury Road, Beetlejuice Inside Out, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Ratatouille, Castaway, Rachel Getting Married, The Philadelphia Story, The Invitation, Countdown, because it was just fucking stupid, but it was like awesome.
So fun.
Enough Said, that was a really nice movie. Assassination of Jesse James, unbelievable movie, just really, I want to watch it again. Leave the World Behind was really good. The Lodge, Speak No Evil, the 2022 one. In the Mouth of Madness, Basket Case, Nosferatu the Vampire, Interview with the Vampire, Gerald's Game, Drowning Mona, AI, Artificial Intelligence. That's probably in the top 3 of ones that I discovered this year, actually. I adored that, like, shockingly. And you know how, like, anti-Spielberg I could be. Like, yeah. You've Got Mail, and Scrooged.
That is an all-over-the-place list. I love it.
It is.
Now on to, if we want to just rattle off what TV that we watched in 2024. Smiling Friends. I loved that show. Just a little animated,
I also
weird-ass show.
watched and adored that.
Yeah.
I love Smiling Friends.
It's so wacky.
The new season was amazing.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's
so
just
good.
short, bite-sized, like, surreal comedy bits, and it's never not entertaining. I think it's just so funny, so off the wall.
It is, and it's so quick and easy to watch. The Twin Peaks that we all watch, obviously amazing. Prison Break, I started rewatching it. It's one of my favorite shows. I don't know if I'm going to continue it. I just kind of felt like rewatching some of it. And then House of Cards as well. Yeah, the rewatch of that has been great. So that's really, I haven't watched a whole lot of TV.
Slow with TV as well, but I'm shocked you didn't say Midnight Mass, Quinn.
Oh,
that's
shit!
One of the best shows I watched this year as well.
How did I not? I'm bad with logging on Serialized, and so I must have forgot to log it. Midnight Mass is one of the best shows ever. I'll just say that.
Yeah, no, I just watched like a couple of seasons of shows. Like, I think the thing that impacted me the most this year was probably The Bear, which I started watching. I watched the first 3 seasons of The Bear. And the other show I watched all of this year was Halt and Catch Fire. It's kind of growing to be one of my favorite shows the more I think about it, because I love the era, I love the characters. Perfect for me. And the last season just like makes the rest of the show just so much better. The other shows that I watched, The Boys season 4 was fine. That was good. I liked that. The White Lotus season 1, which Liam showed me. I love that. That was a fantastic series of television. Baby Reindeer, like, it came out of nowhere this year and everyone watched it and people forgot about it. I didn't. I still think it's amazing. I watched it all in one sitting and it's a great story, some great acting, just sobering look at trauma and how we can face it, how we face trauma and how we can view trauma at certain points in our life. Penguin season 1, fantastic. Adored it. And the only other show this year that I watched that I kind of enjoyed was the Conan O'Brien travel show called Conan O'Brien Must Go, which was like 4 episodes. Short, sweet, very entertaining. At the end of last year, I just started watching lots of Taskmaster because it's really funny. And I just needed a comfort show at the time. And Fallout, which I didn't like too much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and Knuckles. I forgot about Knuckles.
Oh
That's
my God.
so important.
Oh, that's a show.
God. I watched, these are all first time watches. I watched The Curse, Maniac.
Oh, I need to finish that. Fuck.
Yeah, you do. One Day, Expats, Peep Show seasons 6 through 9, Nobody Wants This, Baby Reindeer, True Detective Night Country, House of Cards season 2 and started season 3, Hannibal season 2, Mr. Robot season 2, and I did watch the new season of The Ultimatum.
The what?
No, it's a dating
It's
show.
like this ridiculous reality show. It's really bad.
It's pretty funny.
But sometimes I just need my trash, I just need to feed my brain
trash
garbage so I can get through the day.
Yeah. Okay. I think I have a lot here, but I'm like...
This is like your biggest year for TV ever.
It probably is. But I'm not going to mention literally everything on there.
Stella just got home. You want to say hi?
Hello, Stella.
Oh, hi. Autistic.
Nobody can see you but your phone.
Aren't we all?
That's the only word she knows. Season 1 of How To with John Wilson. Midnight Mass. Didn't love it as much as everyone else, but it's good. The Queen's Gambit. Really, really good. I did a few episodes of Trailer Park Boys. Beef. Beef was good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Beef.
Few episodes of Archive 81. I still really want to continue that because it was
finish.
really good,
It's a good
so
mystery.
far.
Yeah.
Seasons 1 and 2 of House of the Dragon. The Last of Us, I did not love at all, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's just, we didn't need it. And God,
Yeah.
the season 2 just looks awful. A few episodes of The Boys, I caught up on that a little bit. White Lotus, season 1 and 2. Gushed about White Lotus when I first watched it. It's so good. This feels like one I really want to talk about a lot more at some point. It would be really nice, but seasons 2 through 7 of Game of Thrones, we're like pretty much like, I think we have 3 episodes left of season 8 now, and like really want to talk in depth about it someday. That'd be really fun to do like an episode on that if we can.
Yeah, usually a medieval
Yeah.
episode.
Sharp Objects, really good, except for the ending. I watched 1 episode of Invincible, don't know why I put that on there.
yeah.
I Am Groot season 1. It's cute. Severance season 1, season 2's out today. Woo!
Oh, nice, nice.
Would really like to get through more of The Bear. All the Twin Peaks we watched, absolutely amazing, like obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Started Big Love, pretty good so far.
Yeah, that's a
little
crazy show.
weird.
I mean, I love it. And Harry Dean Stanton's in it.
Yeah.
So good.
It's
Yeah.
strange, but
I'm
it's good.
interested.
Bill Paxton, yeah.
I also started True Blood, which has been very odd so far.
I love it, but it's crazy.
It's very cheesy. Season 4 of Breaking Bad, talked about that obviously. 4 episodes of The Penguin, we still haven't finished it yet, but yeah, I'm loving it so far. Nobody Wants This, which we watched together, it was pretty good. We started Platonic together, but never continued it. It was okay. We're 1 episode left of Yellow Jackets season 1, really enjoying that a lot.
Now, what are we on to? Are we start? I know we got albums left. That's basically the main thing left, right? And then
Yeah.
some video games. But I don't have much when it comes to music. I was bad with
I
it.
Oh,
have,
we
like,
start with... Didn't we start with least favorite last time?
Oh, yeah, we can start with least favorite, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have many either. I
Yeah.
neglected albums.
Just skip
a
me
lot.
on this one, on least favorite, because I don't really have any least favorites, so.
Okay.
That's fine. That's good.
I'm definitely going to have the most for this.
I have one. I have
Yeah,
one
geez.
least favorite album, and it's not even bad. It's not a bad album. It let me down a lot, though, and I know I'm probably in the minority, and that's Kendrick Lamar's new album, GNX. I don't think it's that great. I think it's solid. I think
Still
it's
wanna hear
okay.
it.
Well, everyone's loving it, obviously, but a lot of people love anything he puts out. Him kind of at his most obnoxious, and I don't know if that's a hot take or at all. I just don't like some of the voices he does and like some of the yelling and some of the beats even. It's all kind of a bit obnoxious to me.
Is he
but
yelling and screaming on his album?
Some of it's yelling, some of it's doing like some weird voices and like this and like that. I don't even know what he does. Like,
But that's just like normal Kendrick Lamar stuff.
is it though? I don't know.
He's a silly
Like,
boy.
Yeah.
I know he's done it in the past, but it's not like I just felt like it was more.
He's not your savior.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And just some of the beats I think are very just so basic, but like people just keep playing it, and it's like, what is this? I mean, like it's fine. It's just not that great to me.
I agree with you, actually.
Oh, you
but I don't agree with the obnoxious part, but it just felt very uninspired.
The part where he yells mustard or whatever he
I
yells.
love that.
Oh, I hate
love
that shit. Oh, anyway.
That's my favorite song in the album.
It's a good song, but I just hate that part. That's literally the only least favorite album I have. I was bad with 20.
So was I. I'm like abysmal this year.
I have a top 10 worst.
That's crazy.
Shoot.
Number 10, Liam knows this pains me. Little Rope by Sleater Kinney. Oh my god, it's just, it's not the worst thing ever. Like it's like a 5 out of 10, but it's just so ugh. Did not get much enjoyment out of it. Number 9, Romance by Fontaines DC. I love some songs from it. I actually adore some songs from it, and there's a song on it called Favorite that I think is probably one of the best songs released this year. The rest of the album, it's just kind of, it didn't do it for me. I'm glad they're doing so well. I love seeing Irish people do well. I'm not really too huge into their music.
Still want to hear it.
I mean, you like most of their other stuff, so I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, true.
An album I listened to on a whim called 3+5 by Melt Banana, which I was kind of disappointed in because it sounded like something I'd fuck with heavy, because it's like brief punk, but like the vocals are just like, oh my god, I could not stand them. Number 7, we have The Death of Slim Shady by Eminem.
Yeah.
There's songs I liked on it, and it's definitely the best thing he's done since like Relapse, I think.
Which isn't saying
But
much. But yeah.
I love Relapse. I genuinely love Relapse, to be honest, but it's not great. We have Cold Visions by Blade. And I'm not going to say anything else in case I get doxed or something. Number 5, we have The Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. I like some of her songs and I love Folklore. This was like one of the most bland, flavorless vanity projects I've ever heard. It's just so boring. I did not like it at all, and I don't know. I don't get what they see in this album.
Yeah, but those freaks will eat it up.
Yeah, they'll eat
anything.
good shit on a plate and they'll
I was
eat it
just
up.
gonna say she could poop in a bag and they'll eat it up. That's so
No,
funny.
literally, like, I mean, they're a cult.
Shit on a plate, poop in a bag, tomato, tomato.
Same thing. You know?
Oh my god.
That's really funny.
The
We were
Swifties
like,
are insane, but yeah. Anyway.
Probably the most shocking disappointment of the year, Like All Before You by The Voids.
Oh man, I still want to hear it, but god, it sounds like it's awful.
I know you're still going to hear it, but it's really not good. It feels AI generated.
That makes me so sad. Virtue was amazing.
Virtue is an incredible album, but Like All Before Us is dog shit. It's so bad. It's the worst thing Julian Casablancas has ever done.
That makes me sad.
Number 3 worst, we have, what's the full title? The Secret of Us by Gracie Abrams. Another kind of Taylor Swift-ish. Yeah, just very boring. Just lots of Taylor Swift and Lord ripping off, and the songwriting isn't great, and I don't really like her voice or her performances. Just not a good album. Number 2 worst, I'm Doing It Again Baby by Girl in Red. Insufferable.
Oh my god.
Hated it.
I'm not
Despised
continuing her
it.
discography at all. I'm not going to listen to that. Her
Don't
first
bother.
was enough
Don't
for me.
bother. The second album is the first experience I've had with her, and it's terrible. My least favorite album of the year, Vultures 1 by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign. It's not good.
God
not
damn it. Son of a bitch. Well, I just have 3 here. Little Rope by Sleater Kinney. I didn't like it either.
oh wow.
But it's not the worst thing I've heard.
You
I
guys
I don't
are
hate it.
haters.
I haven't heard that many albums. One I listened to yesterday, For Your Consideration by Empress of. I really loved her last album, like a lot, but this was just like nothing. Like nothing happened in the album. It felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be at all, and the vocals were kind of just not great. The lyrics were just cringy. My number 1 worst was an album called Ecstasy by Ecstasy. It's spelt with 2 Ks. I don't know why I listened to this artist at all, but like I discovered that album and it was just like listening to fucking shit. Yeah, not good. Anyway, we can get onto better albums than that.
Yes, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, because yet again I barely listen to
I have 5
any
as
new
well.
releases. Rat by Charlie XCX, good album. We Don't Trust You by Metro Boomin and Future. I have fun with that album.
I heard that was good, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. Ada Vista by Childish Gambino. I think that was a new album. I don't know, but I listened to it. And
It's
I think
technically an old album,
Oh.
but it came out in it's weird. I count it as a 2024 album.
if we count it, then I thought it was pretty good. I Lay Down My Life for You by JPEG Mafia. I guess probably my favorite album of the year, which, I mean, it wasn't like his best or anything. It was just good. And From Zero by Linkin Park. Why not? I'll throw that in there.
Hey.
It was a surprise. It was better than expected, yeah.
Julia, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Pick a number between 1 and 30.
17.
My top 17 albums of 2024. My number 17 is an album called Manning Fireworks by MJ Lenderman. It's a really chill little country album, and I really, really enjoyed it. Number 16, I have Fine Art by Kneecap. Probably one of the best hip-hop albums of the year. It's so wild and experimental. Number 15, The New Sound by Jordy Greep from Black Midi. He's continuing to make good music. It's great. Night Palace by Mount Eerie.
Wait,
It's 80 minutes.
he brought out an
What?
album? I didn't know that. Okay. Thanks.
I thought you
Thanks for
would've
the
known,
information. No, I didn't know.
80 minutes long. It's incredible.
Holy
it's
shit.
just incredible. Like it's Mount Eerie. Number 13, I have I Got Heaven by Mannequin Pussy. It's a really, really great, like, kind of alt rock type album. Very punky too. Really enjoyed it. This is one that has grown on me a lot actually, but Wild God by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
God, I still need to hear it.
I wasn't mad about it when I first heard it, but like the songs are really growing on me, and especially after seeing some of the songs live, like the context has kind of changed for me and it's kind of improved some of the songs for me. Number 11, an album I've only listened to once and I want to listen to again. It's called Diamond Jubilee by Cindy Lee. It's 2 hours long, but it is worth it. It is worth it. There's barely a wasted track on it. I really want to listen to it again. Impossible Light by Uboa, who is like this dark ambient artist, and I listened to her album from 2019. Can't remember what it's called, it had a long title, but that was great. It's as dark and disturbing and fucked up as I expected, and I loved it. Number 9, I have Lives Outgrown by Beth Gibbons. She's the singer of Portishead. If you like Portishead, there's no reason not to
I
listen
did
to
not
it.
know that.
Number 8, I have All Born Screaming by St. Vincent. Just a really fun album. I'm probably one of her worst, but you know, I'm a fanboy. I love it. Number 7, I have Wall of Eyes by The Smile. The best album they brought out this year. The other one kinda isn't as good, but Wall of Eyes is the best Smile album so far, I think. She Reaches Out to She Reaches Out to She by Chelsea Wolfe. Dark, shoegazy, gothy, metal. It's awesome. I loved it. It's seeing her live was amazing this year too, and hearing those songs live. Number 5, I have Imaginal Disc by Magdalena Bay, one of the best pop albums of the year. No Name by Jack White, badass. So pure badass. It's fucking incredible. The top 3, I've given all these 10 out of 10s. Brat by Charlie XCX.
Nice.
It just keeps growing on me. It's so danceable. It's so catchy.
Yeah.
I love the production. It's amazing.
It's great.
It's fucking amazing. 2, I have Songs of a Lost World by The Cure. It is phenomenal. I adore it. And my number 1 favorite album of the year, which I've listened to probably about as much as I did with This Is Why, is You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to by Knock Loose. If you like metal, listen to it.
Ooh, okay.
Just do it. It's fucking amazing.
I do want to hear it. I've heard their first a while ago, and it was pretty good.
Their other 2 albums aren't as good as this one.
I like barely listen to anything, but
same.
I really loved that Chelsea Wolfe album as well. She Reaches Out to She, and Blue Wave by Granddaddy, Trippy Moon by Little Element, and Lives Outgrown by Beth Gibbons as well.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Short little list.
We'll go number
I swear
5.
to God, if one of them is vultures.
We'll go number 5, Vultures by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh
Damn.
boy, he did it.
You read your mind. Yeah.
And then we have All Born Screaming by St. Vincent. Just above Vultures. Only just.
Just a tiny bit above vultures.
Yeah. When a Thought Grows Wings by Luna Lee. I listened to that yesterday. It's really, really good. It's probably on the same level as her first, I would say. But yeah, it's got a lot there. I just kind of want to hear it again. Number 2, I also listened to this yesterday and I fucking loved it. Gave it a 9 out of 10. Assholes, Liars, and Electronic Pioneers by Paranoid London. It's like this hour and like 6-minute long album, and it's just constant club electronic bangers and stuff, and like each song just feels so like great on its own and like has its own style to it, and it's just, I don't know, it kept me hooked like the whole time. It was awesome. Number 1, 3 by Fortet. So good. Absolutely incredible. 8 tracks, short and sweet. It just like breezes by and every track is perfect for me. So that's a 10.
Nice.
Yeah. 2024 albums I missed, and I don't have very many, obviously.
I have a few, quite a lot actually. But
Oh.
I'll go through them quick.
In reality, I should have a lot, but these are just like whatever I slapped together. I was like,
There's
yeah.
gonna be plenty I like will forget as well, I think, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's just so much music. There's just like more than movies. Like movies are easier to track. Like this is hard. Tyler, the Creator, dropped a new album, Chromacopia, whatever it's called. I would like to listen to that. Vultures by Kanye, just out of curiosity. Now that you guys like, there's such mixed reactions, I have to listen to it. Brando the Stone in the New World, that was apparently a new Childish Gambino album. I don't know what it was for. Negative Spaces by Poppy. I don't know how I haven't listened to it yet. Every time she drops a new album, I gotta check it out. So those are the main ones.
That barely missed my worst list.
Really?
Oh.
Well, you didn't like her last album either, whatever it was. So
This one was better. I actually liked a few
Then-
songs in this one.
well, then I'll definitely like it then.
Yeah, I forgot to do albums I missed, and I don't think I missed too many, so skip me. It's fine.
Yeah, you can skip me too. This is too in-depth a question for...
All right.
It's just hard.
I missed out on a lot, and I know I missed out on a lot. The Smile, I really want to hear both the new Smile albums, obviously. I love Tom York. Caliuchis, I'd like to hear her new one as well. Kieran J. Callanan came out with a new one. I really want to hear that.
Did he?
Yeah, it's called If I Could
I
Sing.
guess I missed that one then.
Donny Benet, he also came out with another, and he's just great every time, so I can't wait for that. Jack White, obviously. Underworld came out with a new album as well. I haven't heard their last, like, incredibly long album, but they also came out with a new one in 2024 called Strawberry Hotel. The Voids, I still want to hear that. Gremlin, La Femme, Rufus, Confidence Man, they brought out a new album as well. Primal Scream.
Oh, nice.
I imagine that Primal Scream will end up being my favorite of 2024. I'm still predicting that pretty confidently, but who knows. Poppy, yeah. Nick Cave, I really want to hear Wild God. Fontaines DC, Biba Doobie, haven't heard her new one yet. King Giz, the new Vultures by Kanye, I want to hear that. Vultures too. Denzel Curry brought out a new one, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was okay.
Empire of the Sun, they came out with a new album for the first time in ages, so I am looking forward to that. Foster the People as well. Clyro, The Marias of Montreal, Fat White Family, Ali X, Mild Life, MGMT, and Idols.
Do listen to the MGMT. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been on my list if Julia didn't pick 17.
Sorry.
He's like, damn, I really wanted to talk about number 18.
Son of a bitch.
That's probably what he was thinking.
We've only got 2 more lists, guys. We can do this.
Yeah. So best non-2024 albums we listened to? Yeah, yet again, not a huge list for me. 3 albums from Stone Temple Pilots, Core, Purple, and Tiny Music from Songs from the Vatican. I love those 3 albums. They're all 10 out of 10s for me. And then I have 2 albums that were, and these are all 10 out of 10s. Super Unknown and Down on the Upside. Those are 2 albums from Soundgarden. I love them both. The Cars, their self-titled album, The Cars. I fucking love that album. It's great. Shout out to Chandra. She got me that album on vinyl for Christmas. So thank you, Chandra. I threw this in there because I think I listened to it fully finally because for our episode, but After Laughter by Paramore, I never listened to that full album, but it's a 10 out of 10 for sure. The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. Oh, one of my favorite albums now. It's just so good. And of course, ending it with Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water by Limp Bizkit, baby.
Oh boy.
All right.
I have 11 albums that really stuck with me. Free LSD by Off. Love that album. Pictures of Starving Children by Chumbawamba. Yes, the Tub Thumping Guys.
Hell
that
yeah.
album is fucking amazing.
Nice.
Floodland by the Sisters of Mercy. Once Twice Melody by Beach House. That album was delightful. So gorgeous. It's Beach House. Beach House are always great. They're reliable. False Lankum by Lankum. Really adore that album. Kind of like Irish traditional droney stuff. It's fantastic. Portishead's self-titled album, so their second album. And Dub No Bass with My Headman by Underworld. My 9 out of 10s from the year.
Man.
Well, I had more 9 out of 10s, but
You've
these are
got
the
that at
ones
a 9?
Stuck with me.
A 9 and not a 10?
I'm sorry.
I said that in the way that guy says that. A meal, a succulent Chinese meal. That, you know that one? I said that in that way for some reason.
So yeah, my 4 non-2024 10 out of 10s from the year. Versus by Mission of Burma. They're like a classic post-punk band. Really love that one. Cosmogramma by Flying Lotus.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal album. Fetch the Bolt Cutters by Fiona Apple. Finally listened to that after it being out for like 4 years.
Finally.
It's perfect. And the best album I discovered this year, and an album I'd probably consider one of my favorites now, is Frizzle Fry by Primus, which is just so cartoony, zany. The riffs are incredible. The bass playing is amazing. Oh my god, I love that album.
Okay, I did quick stuff. So, you guys, I'm gonna spare you because I obviously liked a lot of Marilyn Manson last year. But I put Eat Me, Drink Me by Marilyn Manson. I loved that album. Float Along, Fill Your Lungs by King Giz. Everything by Bunny. Coral Fang by The Distillers. And Abyss, Chelsea Wolfe.
There's no order to any of this, but I'm just going to read them out. Jenny from Thebes by the Mountain Goats. Dead Elvis by Death in Vegas. That was really good. Antichrist Superstar by Marilyn Manson. I did like that quite a bit. Diamonds and Freaks by Black Odyssey. Toxicity by System of a Down.
Ooh la la.
Great album.
Hell yeah.
Mass Romantic by the New Pornographers. Really, really good. The Information by Beck. Probably one of the best I discovered. Still Sucks by Limp Bizkit.
Hey.
I thought Still Sucks was probably their best, and it's good. It's a fun album.
Yeah.
The Self-Titled by Warpaint. Modern Guilt by Beck. I loved. Probably on the same level as The Information at this point, honestly. It's really good. Rat-a-tat and Classics by Rat-a-tat. Siamese Dream by the Smashing Pumpkins. Ill Communication by the Beastie Boys.
Oh yeah.
Fucking great. Meteora by Linkin Park, because I hadn't heard it in full.
Yeah.
The Software Slump by Grandaddy. Fire by Little Element. I really enjoyed that a lot. 2 albums by Robbie Williams, Life Through a Lens and Sing When You're Winning.
Hell yeah. Last list is video games that we played. I only played like 3 main video games this last year, and only one that I'm really like obsessed with and enjoying. So my first one, Dead by Daylight, I got into. It is a fun horror game. I'm not really playing it now, but I could see myself coming back to it like each October for Halloween time. It's like a good vibe, good horror vibes.
I want to try it. I've never given it a proper go.
It's fun, and like the player base is still active for after like being out for like 6-8 years. I don't even know how long it's been out. And then Black Ops 6 I did buy. I need to stop buying new Call of Duties. I just need to stop. It was fun for it was actually pretty good. But this happens to me. I buy
like Black Ops.
It's like, you know those memes, it's like a circle graph. It's like I do this, I do that, I do this. Like I buy new Call of Duty. I play it for like a month and I have fun with it and say it was actually pretty good, and then I never play it again, and then I buy new Call of Duty. So I need to stop buying
That's
new
the
Call of
cycle.
Duties. It is.
That's how they get you.
This one is legit, like actually pretty good. I could see myself coming back to it. A new multiplayer game easily overtook it. I have been obsessed with Marvel Rivals. It is the best thing that Marvel
I want to play
has
it.
done.
It's not on PS4.
What the fuck?
Is it not?
No, it's on
Really?
PS5.
Oh yeah, they're probably doing new consoles and stuff.
Who are you maining?
I'm maining for, well, there's 3 classes. I won't talk about it too long, but for my healer, I am Loki. For my duelist, which is like an offense thing, I am Hawkeye or Mr. Fantastic, who just dropped. Who Hawkeye's fucking great. He's overpowered. And
Hawkeye's my main.
Nice. He's fun to play as. He's so much fun. And then tank, I play like Venom, but I don't really play him that much. It has like all the Marvel characters, and it is just like Overwatch, if you've ever played Overwatch. So like, it's a fun game. It is very fun. I haven't been obsessed with a video game in a long time. This is the closest I've been to being obsessed with a video game. So like, you know, I can just play it whenever. So it is very fun. It's the best thing that I've enjoyed from Marvel in years.
Yeah,
honestly,
it just
this game.
sounds so good.
I bought the battle pass for it. I'm sick of myself.
Keelan buying a battle pass. Jeez.
I actually bought some loot too. I'm not proud to say it, but whatever. It's fun.
Yeah, I don't really have a ton of games really. I've talked about most of them here. Like Silent Hill, it's my big thing this year. I played Silent Hill 1 through 4. I also played the remake. They're all amazing. Yakuza Like a Dragon, another game that I played this year that I loved. The other game that I had a deep obsession with the past year, which started very recently, is a game called Balatro, which is...
I want to play it so bad.
Please don't. Please
$15.
don't. It's life ruining.
I know it's
life ruining,
but you know, I mean, it looks good.
It's such a simple concept, and it's so much fun, and it's easy to get sucked into. It's great. But yeah, those are the only things I really played this year, apart from some multiplayer games. Like I did play Black Ops 6. I really like Black Ops 6. And I think I really like it because I got it for free. So
well, that's good.
Yeah,
Game Pass.
Better.
I've played a couple of hours of the new Indiana Jones game. It's really good. I really want to finish it.
I heard some good things about that. And Marvel Rivals. You are playing Marvel Rivals as well.
Yeah, but that started 2025.
Yeah, I mean, I told you guys I played those 2 games. The Suicide of Rachel Foster and Firewatch. And then I got back into Stardew Valley because they finally did the update for the Switch in October. So we started a new farm. Liam did play through The Last of Us, and I watched, and
I would consider it your playthrough if you want. I played Inside. Yeah, that was
oh
that was good.
Yeah.
Like I said on a previous episode, I accidentally finished Cyberpunk 2077. That was really good. I still want to do like a new playthrough of that, like once I've got a PS5 and can do like the Phantom Liberty. Yeah, I want to try that and stuff and see if it makes it any better.
I need to finish that DLC as well.
We played like a bit of SWTOR, but we kind of just fell off it after one night.
Yeah.
But
The Old Republic?
yeah, that was fun though.
It was fun. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Played a bit of Hitman 2, but not much.
that game's amazing.
I love to watch him play Hitman. It's hilarious.
Hitman's
Those
great.
games are so much fun. Those are masterpieces.
Yeah,
Those
I love the
games.
Hitman games. They're just so good.
Yeah.
Some Fortnite, shit like that. This was the year I kind of dropped off Apex. Apex just was like, I mean,
I was going to mention
I
that.
don't think I'm an Apex fan anymore, dude. It's really just fucking
Really?
falling apart. Like, nothing is interesting about it anymore. They're not bringing out anything new ever. It's boring.
And they'll never have 3 strikes again.
They'll never have 3
Never.
strikes again. So I'm just, yeah, fuck it. It's just not as fun for me to play anymore for some reason. But I mean, that's whatever. You grow.
End of an era. It's sad.
A fucking 5-year era, Jesus.
I still
Yeah.
love a lot about Apex and stuff, and it's still a fun game to play, but it's just like, it's gotten stale for me now.
No, I'm the same way. I loved it, but I kind of fell off of it too. But I wasn't ever as deep as you. But yeah.
Stardew Valley as well, I also played, started a new farm on my Switch, because I used to have it on PS4, and then I was like, this is terrible to play on PS4, so we got it on Switch, and it's been a lot better and really fun. I'm just going to mention these 2, because they were big for me this year, for some reason. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I love. I've been playing the shit out of that. That's like my Balatro, I guess, because every time I'm on my phone, I'm just like, fuck it, do a duel. And Clash of Clans. I don't know. I don't like mobile games, like, ever, really, but like, people introduced me to it. I got hooked. I love it. It's something I've still just been playing, and it's great.
Yeah. I mean, I lived that for a minute too.
Sorry, I just realized I forgot to mention Astrobot. It was a great game.
Yeah, you loved that. Yeah.
And it won Game of the Year, and deservedly so.
All right, so that was our 2024 wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, I totally forgot about like our podcast wrapped stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Our Spotify wrapped for the podcast for 2024. Fans were really loving your show in 2024. We got 10% plus new followers, so we're growing.
All
growing.
right. All right.
63% of our listeners discovered us that year, which is
Wow.
crazy. That's over half of our listeners were ones that discovered us in 2024. They have a clear favorite, which is our episode 45, FlyLo Frequencies, the Flying Lotus episode.
What?
What?
It was streamed 162% more than our average episode. How's that even possible? That makes no sense.
Is there a big FlyLo fan out there that's just secretly listening to us and not saying anything?
10% of our listeners are 18 to 24. 34% are 25 to 29. 10% are 30 to 34. 35-year-olds to 44-year-olds make up 31%. 10% of our listeners are 45 years old to 54 years old. And guess what? We got some 55-year-olds and up listening to us. We got 5% of our listeners. Yeah, thanks, OGs. You guys. That's crazy. I bet that's just my mom. Like, that 5% is probably... In 2024, your show traveled the globe. We were streamed in 10 countries. And no surprise, but United States was our top country. Your fans have great taste, obviously. Other than your show, they also loved stuff that you don't... Oh, this is like other podcasts. The number one podcast was Stuff They Don't Want You to Know. I don't know if I've listened to that.
Never heard. Nope.
Yeah. Number 2 was the Jar Media podcast. You guys
oh my god, what?
Yeah. What? I haven't listened to that.
Oh my god, me and Keelan love that shit. That's amazing.
That's my favorite podcast.
Interesting. Well, maybe it's you guys.
Is there a crossover? I hope there's a crossover.
If there's any Jarlings out there, DM.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Jarlings.
Number 3, we got the Joe Rogan Experience at number 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's to be
there.
expected. Number 4 is Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
I should probably listen to it because I love the clips.
Yeah, you should. And number 5 is the Stuff You Should Know podcast. Listeners can't keep their eyes off you. Your show was in the top 20% of video podcasts on Spotify. Sounds like a lot. That sounds like...
That's kind of insane.
The top 20% of video podcasts on Spotify. That's crazy.
That's huge.
And then shout out to our biggest fans. You're a top 10 show for 27 fans.
Oh.
Including me.
Oh, and we're a top 5 show for 21 fans.
Wow.
And guess what? This is the big one. We're a number 1 show for 12 fans.
Aww.
I was not expecting that. That's fucking awesome.
You 12, you are all getting a kiss on the cheek.
Your top fans listen to you 10 times more than other listeners. Your creator personality is the storyteller. I don't know what that means, but I feel like we don't tell a whole lot of stories on here, like personal stories. We should. We only got 15 poll votes that whole year, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Pathetic.
That's not great. Our most popular poll was for the Alien franchise episode. Our podcast rating was 4.9. Get through the listener questions. Let's do it. Okay, we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. 2 questions from All Right So Reviews. Kevin, plans for the 100th episode. Do we have plans? I don't know.
I don't think that'll be this year.
I was about to say, I don't even think we'll hit 100 episodes this year, so we'll worry about it 2026.
More Limp Bizkit and more Peppers.
Oh, God.
Fred Durst's filmography and a lot of Peppers.
His filmography. By then, he'll been in a lot of films, probably. Least favorite, and then he also asked least favorite episode of the podcast so far.
Like,
yeah.
so
Overall?
far or in 2024?
It just says so far, so I'm guessing overall.
I love them all. I don't have a least favorite.
You can be honest.
I just really couldn't say.
Could we just go with the ones from this year? Because like that feels like it makes more sense. We kind of do that like most of the time, and it's like the same answers.
Oh, so the ones from 2024.
Yeah, which would be like from 44 to 60.
Damn, I liked a lot of those though. Like I love the Midnight Mass.
It was
episode,
a banger year for our episodes, by
It
the way.
was.
Like we did good.
Hated listening through Limp Bizkit's discography, but I love the episode and I'm happy that we did it.
Exactly.
The only episode that stands out to me last year as being not great is the Paramore episode.
Oh,
I
really?
wish I kind of did a bit more for that.
The Paramore
But,
episode was really good.
You guys were fine, but it was just a personal thing. Wasn't a fan of what I was saying in it. I was just like, what are you doing?
I think just because of like I would pick one that's like my topic, to be honest, because I don't think it was like the best one or anything, but probably the Mode Rat one. I mean, it's not bad, but it's like it's less to talk about, I guess, so it's not the most interesting episode.
And I might go with you on that just because, not because I didn't like the episode and not because I didn't like listening to it, but because it was so hard for me to come up with stuff to describe the music.
Yeah.
And so like it was kind of a difficult one to talk about.
It's difficult to talk about a genre when you're not like well versed in it, you know.
Exactly.
That kind of sounded snarky. I didn't mean it that way. Sorry about that.
No, it did,
sounded
and I
snarky, I was gonna
didn't
say.
even... It did, but I'm just,
When you're
it
just
goes
too
over my
dumb.
head at this point.
No, it's hard to describe like music like that though.
It is.
Yes,
It's very hard.
that's what I mean.
So that's the only reason that'd be maybe for me the weakest episode. Still a good episode, but like it was just hard.
I mean, out of the ones that you've been on so far, would you say Eddie? Or like
What was the one where we were all like super low energy?
this one?
Ooh.
No.
Oh,
We were
No, we've been
This has
okay.
been our highest energy.
We've been having a good time, but there was one that we did like a few back where we were kind of like, oh, maybe Blood is Life.
I think we lost steam a bit more towards the end, especially because we didn't enjoy those last few
Yeah.
movies as much. I think that might have been why.
But maybe it was
Fucking
just
pricks.
maybe it was just like the day or something.
From movies that don't suck, most overrated and underrated film of 2024.
Well, we know what you're going to say for overrated.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a toss-up between Dune and Substance, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Substance. Sorry, overrated in
That's
my
fine.
opinion. Underrated. Fuck it, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. I don't know. People, it's fun.
Overrated, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Deadpool and Wolverine. A lot of people
Yeah.
do tend to like it, apparently. So with underrated, I feel like I have to say Hundreds of Beavers, probably.
Yeah.
Because
Probably.
it's not getting as much love as I would have liked, but it's fucking great. Probably Better Man is destined to be underrated.
I don't like using the word overrated, but like, I don't even think there was anything this year that I thought was particular. Like maybe Longlegs, I thought was a bit overhyped.
I agree.
Maybe underrated. Memoir of a Snail, Queer, Hundreds of Beavers.
I don't know, overrated, underrated. That's a question I don't
It's hard to say
like
sometimes.
bust my brain a little bit.
Do we have anything that surprised us this year?
That's a what? A surprise? Better Man did surprise me.
I mean, Furiosa surprised me like by being my favorite movie of the year. I did not expect that at all from it.
Yeah.
So that's a
Probably.
surprising
I love
thing
that.
for me.
My most
Yeah.
surprising would be Beetlejuice. Didn't expect to
Oh,
love it
yeah.
anywhere near as much as I did. But
You
I-
are so adorable. Also, shout out to Abby for.
Yeah, she got me the Beetlejuice vinyl. Like the
Oh hell yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Oh man,
my
that
God.
Bee Gees
You
song
can listen
goes
to MacArthur
hard.
Park
Yeah.
over and over.
And it's great.
Yeah. All right, and then we got 2 questions from Sir Tone Reviews. Tony,
Hey.
he said, anyone sticking to their New Year's resolutions or already done with them? He kind of little wink.
I don't usually make them solidly or anything, but like
Yeah.
I do try to go into each year like trying to be a bit better than the last, you know. So, but I think
Yeah.
I've been pretty good so far this year. I've been more active, which I'm
Nice.
liking, and I'm drinking a lot more water. I'm liking that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sticking to mine too. I don't know what it is, but I'm sticking to it. It's just being better in whatever way possible. Working out, saving money, trying to stick with new hobbies. I definitely try and read more. So like I've been, at least listening to an audiobook, and that's a start.
No, I didn't have any resolutions, but I think everyone kind of goes into every year wanting to be better.
Yeah.
Nothing concrete to stick to. I'm just seeing how,
Yeah.
go with the punches.
I love that.
And then the last one he asked was any goals for the pod in 2025.
To get on a decent schedule at some
Yes.
point would be nice.
To get it back to 3 guys.
Wow.
Oh my god.
It's been pretty hard
That's
to keep it
pretty
on a
rude.
schedule.
That is very rude. I'm sorry, Julia.
Getting on a consistent schedule is the main thing, I guess. Yeah.
But also definitely, I think, things like this, where it's, a very, very long recording, I'd like to not do things like this anymore.
Yeah.
Just for the sake
Right.
of my editing and my sanity.
I think the yearly wrap up is definitely like a weird exception, anomaly of it, Like
True.
that's gonna
I
go
remember
long,
the last
I
one
guess.
being long as well.
Yeah.
I think it was a long recording.
Well, hopefully we can get better at that.
I just enjoy getting together with you guys and talking movies.
I
Yeah.
do too. It's great.
Just still try, have fun with it. That's the main thing that we need to keep doing. Just
Yes.
Have fun with it.
If we go viral for some reason, I'll be like, oh, okay, cool.
We need to start being more
But I'm not-
edgy and
not counting on
crazy
it.
and saying shit. And
Yeah.
then like having crazy opinions, and then we'll get clipped and then put on the internet, and then there you go. There's no bad
Yeah.
publicity.
Exactly.
Julia, say the worst thing you can think of. Let's get this started.
Oh, I don't mean
I-
get canceled. I mean, I'm just saying
I'll save that for later.
Next topic.
Next topic is my choice, and in light of today's events, I think we should do David Lynch's films. And, Straight Story, Inland Empire, Wild at Heart, Dune, Lost Highway, Elephant Man, Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive.
So 9 movies.
it's the time for it, unfortunately.
Some of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And I still haven't seen a single one of these movies. So they'll all be new watches for me.
It's
crazy.
wonderful, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm going to be fucked mentally.
Yeah, you will.
Probably.
Like it's going to
Yes.
ruin me somehow.
All right, well, wrapping up, you can find me at Views by Quinn on everything. Just check the link tree below.
And you can find me at Movies Music. No, oh my god. You can find me at Liam and Hyde. Not Movies Music Me. He's gone. He's
Oh
dead.
man, oh man.
He's dead and buried.
Oh my god, that was funny. Yeah.
You can find me at Liam and Hyde on things. Letterboxd and Serialized and Music Board. That's the main shit.
Yes. I've got a link tree as well, and you can check it out.
And you can also find me on Only Shallow in the link tree in the bio.
Does it always have to end with me yelling something?
Yes.
I mean,
I mean, yeah.
that's
You started it.
Do the long legs thing.
Do the long legs thing. Mommy, daddy?
Yeah, do that. Yeah, that's good.
See, at first I thought it'd be like Happy New Year. But no, you're right. I should just do that. All right, well...
do whatever you want.
All right, bye, everybody, and... Mommy! Daddy! My neighbors hate me.